Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Peace, love, health, and wealth, Vibe Tribe. Like to subscribe. Help your boy break away from that 9 to 5. We have some technical difficulties, but we in the building. Welcome to the after party, right? I'm gonna start calling these shows the after party. When we get done with I can't even call it the after party because Jay Z and them got the after party sold up. Shit, damn, I can't call it the after party. But But yeah, though we in the building, man. It's your boy King Fee on the left, and it's that boy King Sean on the right. What's going on, Sean?
not much, bro.
What's up, man? Welcome. So, for those who's tuning in, y'all already know what's up. After the party, it's the after party, and after the party, it's the hotel lobby. Man, we got a lot going on, man. We got a lot going on in the world. Man, anything that's going on with you in specific, Sean? I know you got your trip coming up soon, right?
I would probably go, but it would take too cold. I'm going to wait till next week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
plenty
right.
of time.
Anything going on in the news or anything that you heard about that's interesting?
No, I haven't even been home. I've been out. What about you?
Oh, a lot. I don't know. I've been sleeping a lot during the daytime, so I really ain't seen too much. But my bad. I was somebody supposed to be joining a live. I thought she was going to join a live, but anyways, yeah. Only thing I seen was a little bit about Jaguar Wright. Her bagging up off some of the statements that she been saying, talking about some. Oh, I don't remember everything I always say, and talk about some. I'm a victim because I gotta keep reliving. I gotta keep telling the same story over and all of this shit. Like, girl, you using this shit for clout. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Talking about some.
Sound like a broken record.
You said what?
Sound like a broken record.
Man, what? Tell me about it. Talking about some people use AI to alter her words. And I'm like, man, ain't as much talking as you've been doing. The thing is that people catching on to some of the bullshit you've been saying.
Yeah,
She talking about some the reason why she ain't gonna press charges or sue Jay Z or P Diddy because if she do, then it gives them the right to put a gag order on her. I'm like, all right, man.
always something.
Always something, man.
Oh,
But yeah, though, man.
I just been like staying home and just hanging out with the cord and that's it, man.
You said hanging out with what?
Hanging out with the cord. That's all.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Otherwise, like everyone calling me up, like, come over, come over. Nope. Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta take it one day at a time. Damn, what is that? Dan Marie's Dragon. What's up, damn? I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but you can hit that link in the chat and come up and holler. You can come holler at your boy. We got Sean in the building. Real cool, laid back type of guy. Are you new here? Oh shit, I ain't even do my thing. Let me put this shit on subscribers only, man, cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't feel like dealing with no trolls right now.
watching any football tomorrow?
Well, I'm a sports fan and I love football, but it's just like once my team is like out of contention, and it's like it's hard. Like I don't know. This a part of the season where it's like to me it's kind of dragging a little bit because we pretty much know who the cream of the crop is, but it's like it's just getting to the playoffs now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so I'm gonna try to watch as much football as I can, but
yeah, my team out of it, that's for sure.
you said what?
My team out of it.
Who you fuck with? The Giants?
Nah, 49ers.
Then they just play third. When did they play? They just
Thursday.
played and somebody had walked off the field or something.
Yeah, I didn't catch the whole game, but we lost. So we are 6-8
I
now.
think they I think they let Dallas I think they let Dallas come back on them or something like that.
I think so. Anyways, I didn't watch the whole game. I knew we out of it, so it don't matter anymore. Like you said.
Oh, I'm a troll. Sorry, bye.
Oh
What?
shit. Later.
Shit, let's go pull up some. Let's pull up and see what's going on with the news. Well, not the news, but let's see what's going on with the NFL. Shit, NFL. All right, so we got the Dolphins and the Texans. The Dolphins been kind of disappointing to me this year. I thought they was gonna be better. Um, Ravens, we already know what they about to do in New York. Oh yeah, I gotta watch this. The Chiefs and the Browns. I wish I could put some money on the game tomorrow because I know the Chiefs about to have their way with the Browns. I'm a Browns fan, man, and
You know what? Better be a Giant fan.
well, I don't know, man. I think the Giants. I don't like what they did to the quarterback because, like, he keep having up and down years, but I don't think it's Mac Jones' fault. Like, I don't think it was the quarterback's fault.
Oh man, I didn't like him anyways for a quarterback. Daniel Jones, I thought he always sucked.
He has some good moments, but I think the offense that they had around them was terrible. And then they didn't have a good team. Never had the Giants. Never had a good line. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think they really did. But look at Barkley when he went
Because
to
you're right on.
Philly. He has to be on fire now.
who?
Barkley.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's about the only thing they really had for real. But he kept getting hurt.
Hello.
Hello.
What up? That's awfully man. What is going on, man?
Oh my God.
Oh,
There's an echo. Hold on.
Ariana, what up?
Oh, better. Is everybody here?
I
I,
hear.
I think so.
Um, yeah, I was having trouble. I didn't know I had to go to a whole new. I'm tired. It's been a long day, and I'm
I hear
trying.
you're tired.
Yeah, it's been a long day. And tomorrow is the full moon in Gemini. I'm so excited
So what's exciting about the full moon in Gemini?
because, for one, we never had, a full moon in Gemini closing off this crazy year. And I'm happy. I have a lot of things to be excited for, you know? Like I can't explain it, but I'm very happy.
Good.
Your boyfriend a lame-o, and if you stay with him, y'all in the same boat. I'm just letting you know. Hold on, like that.
How's everybody doing?
What the fuck
Sean,
is going on
welcome.
with my device?
Ariana,
Yeah, I'm doing good. You?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Good to hear. Ain't much to do. Bored.
Oh, you're bored.
Bored.
Me too.
I just got done playing video games. I got bored with that.
Did you win? You said what?
I got done playing video games and I'm bored with that now.
What video games you be playing?
Yeah, I've been playing lots of Western game on PS5.
Okay, like what? What's the game called?
2K24 WWE.
Oh, is that basketball or is that Madden?
No, Western.
It's
He said
Madden?
WWE. I don't know if you far away from the mic or what, but we can't hear you, Sean.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
seem
W.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Okay.
Western.
You
So,
like WWE. That's
yeah, I
perfect.
play a bunch of games. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the Sega game with the worm who Space Jim, something Jim?
I don't remember that one.
Oh my gosh. Y'all wasn't fulfilled in life because that was the awesome game that I played on Sega. The worm, like the earthworm.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I digress.
That one I don't remember.
Ooh, look at this. Can you can you read this for me? Uh twin?
Yeah, read what?
This.
Okay.
Can you see the screen? I think I'm sharing the screen.
No, you're not.
All right, then I'm gonna be sharing
I'm
the
a
screen. Just
troll.
one second.
Sorry, bye. It's all right. You just don't know any better. It's okay. I don't know. So, decisions. All right. Let me see.
Okay.
What we want to talk about? Cold Moon in Gemini, a guide to December's celestial event and its astrological significance. As the year winds to a close, the cold moon. But why do it gotta be cold though? So the cold moon, December's full moon, will grace the
Oh, it's a
sky.
cold season.
I guess people too. December 15th, it's gonna mine. So I live in the East Coast, so it's gonna come. The full moon will be here at 4:01 a.m. in the zodiac sign of Gemini. The celestial
I
event
think
named
I already see the moon in the sky. I'm sitting outside.
beautiful, named for its association with the frigid winter nights, carries significant astrological symbolism and offers an energetic reset before we transition into the new year. The cold moon, a winter's delight. The cold moon is the final full moon of the year, a name rooted in a Native American and European traditions. It marks a time of stillness, reflection, and preparation for the solstice and the beginning of a new cycle. Astrologically, this moon's placement in Gemini amplifies themes of communication, learning, and adaptability, offering a vibrant close to 2024. Gemini, ruled by Mercury, governs. You gotta scroll up. Thought processes and social interactions. When the cold moon falls under this dynamic air sign, it highlights our need to connect, exchange ideas, and explore new perspectives. This lunation is ideal for introspection and clarifying unresolved matters. Here's how the Gemini moon may affect you. Enhance communication. Well, this encourages meaningful dialogue, making it an excellent time to clear up any misunderstandings and share a heartfelt truth. Curiosity and creativity. The dual energy of Gemini fosters curiosity and adaptability, inspiring creative solutions to challenges.
So, being that this is the topic of discussion with the moon and
Oh,
Gemini
is it
being a
me?
Wait,
reset,
Yo,
wait,
is her voice going out for y'all too?
my voice?
Yeah, you
Not
keep
more.
going out.
No, I was reading the number 3 point. Point number 3.
No, but what I'm saying is that yo, I keep your voice keep going in and out.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
So how cold is it
Okay, so number 3, restlessness and overthinking. On the flip side, Gemini's mutable energy can bring mental overstimulation. Take time to ground yourself if you feel scattered. Okay, I could definitely like understand everything because I went through this, all the bullet points within 24 hours. This is crazy. All right, so Mercury retrograde's influence, adding complexity to this cold moon is the ongoing Mercury retrograde, Gemini's ruling planet, which urges reflection and a review of past decisions. While the retrograde might bring delays or miscommunications, it also supports deeper introspection. This is a time to revisit unresolved issues, gain clarity, and set intentions for future growth.
Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, I like this. They got for each. They breaking it down for each sign.
Gemini, okay, so we got to focus on the rituals. We already know write and release, moonlit meditation, set intentions, and do crystal work. Can we scroll down
All
to
right,
the
so write and release. I got this, ma'am. Since you're running out of English, it's okay. So, cold moon rituals for reflection and growth. Harness the energy of the cold moon with these rituals. Write and release. Journal about anything you wish to let go. If you wish to let go of as the year ends, burn the paper safely to symbolically release those energies. Moonlit meditation. Meditate under the full moon to realign your thoughts and center your energy. Set intentions. Use Gemini's curious energy to set learning or connection focus goals. Okay, so to set learning or connection focus goals for the upcoming year. Crystal work. Work with moonstone, aquamarine, or clear quartz to enhance clarity and intuition. All right. So you want to pick back up for the signs or
yes. So
a
I'm gonna
lot
do
of
Gemini.
information here?
Well, should we all read our own signs or what? Gemini. This is
If
Gemini.
you don't care about the other
Okay, fine. Aries. Expect breakthroughs in communication with friends or colleagues. Taurus. Focus on financial clarity and long-term planning. Gemini. This is your moment to shine. Embrace self-expression and creativity. Cancer. Reflect on personal boundaries and emotional well-being. And Leo. Reignite social connections or collaborate on creative projects. Virgo, career advancements may come from thoughtful communication. Libra, opportunities for personal growth and learning are abundant. Scorpio, delve deeper into emotional connections or shared resources. Saggies, relationships take center stage, focus on open communication. Cappies, realign your routines and focus on self care. Aquas, creative sparks fly. Use this time for artistic or intellectual pursuits. Pisces, family and home matters. Come into focus. Seek clarity in domestic relationships.
All right. So when and how to watch. All right. The cold moon will reach its peaks. The cold moon will reach its peak illumination at 5:37 Eastern Standard Time on December 15th. It will rise shortly after sunset, providing a breathtaking display visible across the globe. Find a quiet spot away from city lights to fully appreciate its beauty. Okay. The Gemini full moon message. Okay. The cold moon in Gemini encourages us to embrace curiosity and connection while finding closure as the year ends. Whether you use this energy for self reflection, relationship building, or creative pursuits, this illumination is a powerful reminder of the cycles of growth and renewal. Take the opportunity to pause, reflect, and prepare opportunities to light your path forward. I think it said forward. I don't know. I was moving too fast. Yeah, light your path forward. All right, so I don't know what all of this stuff is. Oh, it's even more. Okay, I think I'm done with this. So, I think maybe oh, this might be a whole new article. It is. All right, shout out to all my Indian folks out there, Namaste Indians. Um, all right, yeah, we got boogers all in the camera. That's what's up. So, yeah, so I think maybe we could go ahead and have like a group meditation tomorrow. Um, I don't know what the weather gonna be, so maybe I can. Let me see. Let me see what is going to be the weather tomorrow. Weather. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually be outside at 5 o'clock. It's 44 degrees right now, huh? Look at that. All right, so today, let's see. It's going to get up to 40 something degrees. All right, let's go to the hourly. All right, so Sunday is going to be a whopping 50 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy. So if the moon is going to be at peak illumination at 5:41, it says, all right, so for me, that's going to be 6:41. It say moon rise is going to be at 3:50, but moon set is going to be at 6:44 a.m. Okay, cool. All right, so 6 o'clock my time. Okay, so maybe we can get like a little meditation popping off or something tomorrow. I don't mind if you guys gonna be free around that time. Then you know it's all love. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So any thoughts or anything about about the article that we just wrote?
Yeah, I do feel each bullet points that it displayed there, I felt it. I was in high vibe energy when I was around people that I shouldn't be around. They're trying to call me out like, oh, I'm too hyper or I'm negative, and it's just like, no, I'm not. It gives me pause to reflect. It gives me pause to remove things, places, people that no longer serves me. I'm just ready for the change because I know my time is now. But
Hmm.
the introspection, you know, is what I do daily or yearly, monthly, weekly. It's needed to grow, to be better, to do better, to reach people. That's all I got.
Well, I love full moon time because its ability to draw out the truth, and take away things that you don't necessarily want. So as this, like it was just saying, I'm Scorpio. My son's sign is Scorpio. But I don't know, because this is India time. I got a feeling that this might be based off of Vedic astrology, right? And so, if it was Vedic astrology, then you technically we wouldn't be reading for our sun sign. We would be reading for our moon sign, and our moon sign might slightly be different in Vedic astrology versus um the what you call them astrology. So maybe one day we can do some Vedic astrology charts. I think that'd be cool to do, man. Just look up some Vedic astrology or charts because um in certain areas they got way more like detail. I feel like with the Vedic astrology you get like more information about you. I feel like the tropical astrology or the Western astrology might be a little bit more simplified, and it might resonate a little bit better because it's less information to cipher through. But I think it's good to know both. I think that you know you need to under whatever you can do to know more about yourself. I think is important. So I don't know. Anybody got anything they want to chat about or anything?
I have something to say. Okay, with
What's up?
us talking about the Gemini full moon and knowing that it's about resetting your routine, pretty much renewing of energy. What are healthy ways that people can go about renewing their energy and cleansing their space to reset their energy, so to speak?
Well, it all starts with you, right? And I know that's a cliche term. I know everybody, but it's the truth, right? So any person who claims to be like a guru or a preacher or anything like that, if they not directing your focus back to you, then you need to find a new teacher or a new guru because at the end of the day, right? They always say what you can't take old problems into a new house, right? So nobody wants to purposely pack up problems in a suitcase and take it somewhere. So what they saying is that the transformation has to start from the inside, right? Spirit moves inside out and not outside in. I mean, it moves from the outside out, not outside in. If that makes sense. Uh-oh, we got multiple. All right, so let me go ahead and remove this one. Kick gas. Yep. Oh
So
boy.
tech, so
Guess.
tech,
All right.
so tech, work from the
So
inside.
so the work got to start on the inside first. So some of the things that I personally will focus on is for one getting in tune with who you are, right? Being honest with your flaws, right? Janessa, yeah, hit that link. Hit that link, Janessa, and come on up. I got the link posted in the chat. Trust me. If it was a well, darn, I tried. Well, maybe we reached the capacity of people that we could have up here. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on. Give me 1 second. Why the fuck do we keep saying that? She said, "What one?" Darn, I tried. What one? Hit the link that's pinned in the chat. Okay. So Anna, what was your or Ariana? I can't remember. What was your What up? What up, Janessa? Smile, girl. You look like you about to go headbutt somebody. I can't hear you.
You were saying, Steve?
Hold on 1 second. She's trying to say something, but it says you unmuted. I don't know what's going on.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, what's up? What up?
I think you went silent.
No, I'm silent.
Well, no, you're still there. It's just very quiet.
Uh-oh. Isabel, what up,
But that might
Isabel?
be it for me.
I don't.
I wonder if I
So
should try
you
this.
can't hear me at all.
I can hear you, but like very little. So
What
I'll
about
leave and I'll come
everybody
back.
else? Okay,
Well,
cool.
no, we could hear everyone.
Oh shit, that's actually kind of
You know what?
loud.
I have
Let me
headphones.
turn that
That'll
down.
work.
I don't know what's going on, but now everything is.
Am I
I had to
good?
turn that down. All right, Anna, say something. Let's get a sound check for everybody. Anna,
I'm
oh,
here.
I hear.
all right, cool. You still loud as ever. Um, Sean, let me hear you. Sean Carter.
Me?
Uh, what the hell is going on with my computer?
Sean do sound a little far away.
Yeah, I hear.
No, everyone sounds
Okay,
fine.
all right. Okay, so ask your question again, madam.
The question I had previously asked was, what are ways people can set in their energy to renew their, renew
Well,
themselves
even if
per
we
se.
go with the simple things like what they just said, right? Um, writing, right? Writing is something that I really advocate people doing, right? Because it helps you look at yourself objectively versus subjectively, right? So I could give you one thing that you could do, which is we got Isabel in the building. Look, we got a full panel tonight. We got to make this shit happen the right
Yeah,
way.
live up in here tonight.
Look at Sean. Sean ain't never been around these many beautiful women in his life.
No.
All right. So one thing that I could recommend you do is to get in tune with you as a person, right? Nothing happens without you knowing who you are. The worst disconnection that can ever happen is you not knowing who you are, right? So if you're really serious about transforming yourself as a person, you could do a writing assignment that I recommend people. A lot of people associate this writing assignment with so-called shadow work. Um, and what I would recommend you do is just sit down and write. make a list, right? Take a piece of paper, make a list of everything you don't like about yourself, right? Everything from whatever, right? For example, let's just say you don't like your height, you don't like your weight. Let's say if you don't like uh let's just say if you got six toes on one foot. Let's say if you got like three nipples. I don't know. But whatever you don't like about yourself, whether you can change it or not, right? Make a list of that, right? And if that's really, really hard for you to do, then make a list of everything you like about yourself, right? But I want you to fold that up and keep it in your back pocket and save it for when things get hard, right? But when it come down to you, right, renewing, like entering a renewal in a sense, right? I want you to be in tune with your shadow self, right? Because a lot of us don't know that the one thing that's going to get us over the hump per se is being in tune with ourselves. But a lot of us are in denial about the things that we don't like because a lot of us are on edge, right? It's a lot of people who's don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to eat this bread. Uh huh. No, I'm just playing.
I never heard that version.
That's because my girl was just twisting some bread or bagels or something. I can't tell. But yeah, I think
You
the
got
first
puns.
thing first is you be able to huh?
Oh, I said you got puns. You're
I
punny.
think yeah, you said it depends. So so again, it's a million things that you can do, right? So I can only tell you what I know and the things that I've uh what I'm saying, the things that I've dealt with or the things that I have experience with. So again, you take this list, right? And you create a list of everything you don't like about yourself. And for some people it's gonna be hard, for some people it's not. Kudos for the people that isn't hard for, right? That's crazy. Pause, right? But but get in tune with yourself, right? And so the thing is that once you get the list, don't stop there, right? I want you to try to fill up a whole book piece of paper, right? What is it like 28 lines on the notebook paper, right? So I want you to try to fill up that notebook paper, right? And so of course there's going to be some things that you can't do nothing about immediately, right? Like, so let's just say you feel like you're too short, right? Well, first, like unless you get your legs done, right? There's nothing you can really do about your height, right? So it's going to be some things on that list that you're going to have to embrace the serenity prayer for, right? But it's going to be other lists that are going to be attainable, no matter if it's going to be easily attainable or hard. But we're going to take the I don't like list to a to do list, and we're just like when we go to the grocery store, we stick to the list. You want to stick to the list every single day, right? I want you to put your growth. Um, I want you to put your growth forward in your life. I want you to put your growth first, right? It ain't no, okay, I just work on it only on Saturdays at 1 p.m. No, this growth thing has to be an everyday thing. Um, yeah, so that to-do list, right? Let's just say you don't like your weight, right? What can you do, right, to check these things off of the list? You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be key in the growth, right? Is getting to know yourself as an individual, right? Being able to look at yourself objective versus subjective. Right? A lot of us we aren't growing as much as we could is because we in denial about some of the things that really are holding us back, right? What else could I recommend to what was the terminology you used to cleanse the energy? What was it that you asked exactly?
Reset, restore, renew, refresh.
Okay. So so another thing too is meditation, right? Withdrawing from the senses and not worrying about, sounds, not worrying about what you smell, not worry about if it's hot or cold. right? Withdrawing from the senses and really being in tune with yourself as an individual again. Um, Oftentimes your higher self or your subconscious, right? Head, right? Let's be right. Oftentimes it's speaking to you. Oftentimes we just don't listen, right? So we need to pay attention to what that little voice in our head is saying to us, and we need to figure out why it's saying it to us, because oftentimes the things that our subconscious is bringing up to the conscious are things that we got to heal from, not run from. So if you every time keep having this years old, well, there's some healing that needs to take place about that particular memory, right? And for me, a lot of the healing took place when I started asking the question, why? Why am I doing these things? Why why can't I get over these things? Why for me it was, can't I have a successful relationship? Why can't I keep a job? Right? At that point, the longest I ever had a job was like 2 years, and it was a part-time job. But why can't I be successful in the things that I want? Why can't I save money? Why can't I stop drinking? Right? That was a thing for me, right? The doctor told me that I was gonna die a painful death if I didn't stop drinking. As soon as the pain wore off, I started drinking again. So why am I drinking? I'm not suicidal. So why am I doing these things? Right? So again, pay attention to what your mind and your body is telling you, because your mind and your body is always communicating with you. Now, whether you disconnected from it or not, and why you're disconnected from it, that's a whole nother conversation. But you got to be ready to go through the fire and not get burned. And what I mean is that, just say we got PTSD from, a sexual assault, or, maybe our parents punched us in the face in front of our friends, or, like, what if we got some stuff that's keep lingering that happened 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, but it still bother us today? Well, we got to figure out, why is this thing still bothering us, right? I'm losing my train of thought, but yeah, meditation is very important, and it ain't no right way or wrong way to meditate, right? Because there are specific things for specific objectives that you can do, but you can chill. So the definition of meditation is deep contemplation, right? Now, there's different layers to meditation, but just the general um exoteric, I don't remember which one is which right now. There's just a general exoteric, just deep contemplation, right? But a lot of us are scared of the things that's being said to us in our own head. So we are cognitively dissonant from our own self. So building up that fortitude, and that's what I was saying. So being able to go through the fire and not get burnt, right? You're gonna have to go through and search your own memories, right? What they call the records, right? You're gonna have to go through the memories, right? And you're gonna have to face these things that's holding you back, whether it's PTSD, whether it's a bad habit, no matter what it is that's holding you, Anna, back in specific, you're gonna have to be ready to gather information about yourself and leave the emotions behind, right? When you go through the threshold, right? When you go into the darkness and you come back whole, you gather the information that's needed to because what happened to you in the past dictates your future, right?
Can I
Now it's
respond
up
to
to
that?
you to heal so you can go ahead.
Well, I know being before I knew that the full moon was in Gemini, the topic was introduced to me beforehand, but being I know came Friday, it was some subconscious decisions I made during that day. Like I tried something differently. I wore a hijab for the day. I didn't know why I wanted to wear it. I kind of thought it was fashionable. I was, and when I went out, but I also looked up the spiritual meaning behind why women who are in that religious culture do those things is from protection of negative
Mhm.
energy. And then I was made aware later in the day that it was Friday the 13th. So during that day, it was a lot of chaotic, well, kind of like confrontational moments that I had with a certain individual that it led me to stop talking to them per se. So I didn't feel it's like one thing I saw when we read over
Excuse
the
me.
chart earlier discussing the overview of this the Gemini moon was for Capricorn, myself being to focus on self-care, and that's what I decided to do, and not going back and forth with this individual that I didn't want to continue the same cycle. So I decided that it was unnecessary, not yeah, it was not the time or place to be in a connection with this person. So that was one thing I did to restore my energy and heal myself. The hijab was something subconsciously, and I looked up the spiritual meaning of it. It did make me feel better wearing it. And also I got a I think you went live. If it was not Friday, it was Saturday or yesterday. With was it the some what's her name? The Universe
Beyond the Universe Tarot.
Beyond.
Her name Nisi, but her channel. So if anybody listening or watching this on the replay, go follow Beyond the Universe Tarot.
Yes, when I asked the question about my overall general energy or what blockages I have, when I received the reading from y'all, it gave me clarification and understanding. So from that point and period of time, I decided to really take seriously my, decisions and trust in my intuition to make changes and start planning and organizing what I routine I want to have and what I want to become during this time before the new year transitions all the way through fully, to start cleansing my space and my energy now from people, places, and things.
Okay. So another thing you can do is a little bit of algebra, right? Work backwards, right? Where you take the end result and you figure out the missing link. And what I mean by that is you set a date, right? Um how old is you again? 25? I can't remember.
Yes, I'm 25. My birthday January 8th.
All right. That I mean, we didn't ask you that. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
You
But
did
happy
ask how
birthday.
old I was. So
Happy
I
birthday.
was going to say 27, 26, but hey,
So which one is it? 25, 26, or 27?
about to be 26, might as well say.
Okay. All right. So as a mid to late 20-year-old, no, I'm just joking. As a 25-year-old, as a 25-year-old, set a point in the future, right? Um, set a point in the future. Make that the result, right? If we're going to do algebra, right? So let's just say you are setting a goal for when you're 20, 36 years old, okay? What I want you to do is set the goal, right? This is me. This is how many kids I want to have. This is the mate that I want to have. This is where I want to live. I don't want to take out the trash. I want to take out the trash. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Me and Anna and Isabel are going to go have a spa day. Me, Fee, Sean, and Janessa are going to go to McDonald's on January 1st, 2036, right? I want you to set a date in the future and I want you to build a future and I want you to be as detailed as possible, right? Like I said, I want you to get as detailed as what are you going to do on your specific birthday, right? What'd you say? January 8th, January 6th? What you say? I'm sorry, I forgot your birthday that fast.
January 8th.
Ma'am, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Ariana Grande.
I was giving clarity. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But no, in all seriousness though, I want you to set a date in the future, right? And I want you to be as like even get as descriptive as what color toenail polish you gonna wear that day, right? I want you to get as descriptive as possible. Remember, I don't know if you was in a live earlier, but I was talking about interdimensional time travel, right? So
Speaking of
us,
interdimensional, I do have a set of words that came to mind to me that I wrote down, and I keep some of them as phrases suggested by battlers, well, twins in the chat to use for manifestation and as reminders. One being that she brought to my attention was, "I am who I say I am. If I wasn't, then I forgot it.
why would I say I am? In the paper,
Yes,
in the
that
news,
one.
every day I am. The radio won't even play Isabel Jam because I am.
Isn't that Eminem?
And I guess subconsciously, it was a really long phrase that came to mind. Synchronetic, multivisionnatious, chronicomically kinetic, introspectional, literatic, and supergalactualicity, sedity reconventulacious. I don't know why that came to mind, but that was the first one, and I wrote it down.
That's cool. And you said
What
those
does
are
that word
words that
mean?
you're going to. Yeah, so I think she said those are going to be words that she's going to use to manifest. But what is the intention behind those words?
What does it
Well, I
mean?
did look up all of the words individually to see what they meant, and pretty much embracing
Nabrisha, what
hot.
up? What's going on, Miss Archie? I'm sorry, I was just speaking to the
Oh,
beautiful young lady that just came into the chat.
Bill.
Mm.
In the chat, in the chat.
But no, no, Isabel is very beautiful. But no, I was
Go
Well,
on.
talking to
also
other
Carry
people.
on.
I
Carry
looked.
on. Carry on.
It's
Yeah.
in a way I want to start adjusting my vocabulary to help me manifest in a higher frequency of intellect.
Okay,
So
I
it's more
feel like
direct to
that.
the point. It's like with words, certain words, it becomes more clearer, yeah, because you can say one word and it has a certain meaning, a certain vibration, and then another has more collective meanings in one word. So
Yes,
yeah, so the more research you do on your vocabulary. So, in digest a dictionary or a thesaurus, yeah, and words will come to you. That's your higher self connecting with you.
I agree. I really felt
So
like that's what it was.
we can access anything that we want if we're in that meditation state. And back to what Fee was saying about having a bit of meditation, when I also had a download of a word as well, but this is me making up words, right? And I'm laying there in bed and I'm like, yeah, meditation. But you don't just want to sit there and go like, because I don't, right? And then it went um let me look it up while I'm on the phone to you because I wrote it.
Thank you, Belle. That really gave me so much more clarification. It helped. It's actually making me excited. She's looking it up.
So while she's looking that up, but I was saying about the algebra thing is set a point in the future, and I want you to. Okay, there she go.
Okay, so the word is me dedication. So me dedication, which is a combination between medication and meditation, right? It is for me.
Ooh.
It is for me. It is part of my high vibrational routine for me. Okay. It's a time where I'm going to lose myself, whatever it be. Like, I'm a giver, but I'd rather give to somebody else than give to myself. And that's been a hard lesson for me to be like, no, Belle, you can do this. Like, before you start doing that for that person, take some time for yourself, whatever it is, wherever I pluck my eyebrows, wherever I do the washing up that I need to do, put my wash on for Monday's work, that is me taking time out of the day to medicate myself, right? And that is also meditation. Like, even going for a long drive, sometimes, like, going to do exercise is good for you, that a walk is good, it will medicate your mind, it will ease your soul. But in the same sense, sometimes you really can't. You can't stretch yourself, right? There's pushing yourself to a limit where you need to get up and move, right? Them times where you feel it. And there's times where it would be much easier to get in the car and go for a drive. Then do it. And I've done that, where I've gone into the car and I've taken a 40-minute drive and I've gone, I feel better now.
That's great.
You know what I mean? So that's medication, that's meditation. So we're all gonna do it. Like today, after I finally tidy this house, I'm probably gonna feel a lot better, and I'm probably gonna be better minded tomorrow for work and have better downloads, and I won't jump to conclusions. I'll be better emotionally. So it's all progress, isn't it? Every day. It's not building up to one particular day in your life where it's all going to make sense. It's every day. That's
One
what it is.
step at a time.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
I always tell everyone, not everyone, I always told my husband, the one, I don't know if you guys were in the other chat, but the one that I had domestic violence with, I always told him, I said, I'll always be there for you. You just can't tear me down in the process. You can't use me as your stepping stone to get ahead. Like, if we're drowning, you cannot step on me to get out of the water. And I think we forget to tell ourselves that.
Yeah.
Like, you can be there for yourself, but don't tear yourself down. You gotta be able to be the friend that you would be to someone else, to yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be
mate.
You gotta be
compassionate.
constructive versus destructive.
That takes me to a time, right, where I'm having to visualize in my mind a younger version of me that's probably about 6-7 years old, right? And I'm having to look at her in the eyes, and I am welling up now talking to it. I'm remembering the memory, and I'm telling her, I love you. I am here for you, right? And I've been in the shower where I've just hugged myself and I'm like, you are lovable. You are lovable, and that is hard, but I mentally take myself back to those times, so I'm able to say, right, I'm going to take full control, because I'm using the Reiki to do that, right? Reiki you can take to any historical past, you can take it to anything in the possible future, right? It's where you're putting your attention to it. So I put my attention to those situations, so I'm able to clear them from my psyche. I'm detaching myself from that past. And you can do it without doing the symbols. It's just, where are you putting your attention, and how are you transmuting that energy? Are you going to think about it and hold on to it, or are you going to think about it and release it with love? And that will happen, and life will present itself to you and provide. It will provide back to you. It'll go, well done, because it doesn't want you to sit there and think about it. It doesn't want you to be in pain. It wants you to move on. Animals don't hold grudges. They can hold an understanding. They're going to go, right, well, you've hit me. I ain't going to go back over there now, but it's going to carry on its life. And that's what we need to do. I've been in also domestic situations, and I let it go on for so long, but now I assess things. I'm very what's the word I'm looking for? Cautious, but also I'm not a fool. I'll remember how you treated me. I won't forget it, but I'll forgive you for me. For me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of at that same spot too. My husband, he had hurt my oldest daughter who was coming off meth and alcohol.
Yeah.
Or meth and psych meds. I'm an alcoholic. I don't know why I said that. But he had thrown my oldest daughter, and it's so weird because you know how good of a person the person was before they let it get to them. And so I had to learn, which was really hard through therapy and everything, self-compassion versus self-pity. I could sit there and wallow and be like, this sucks. Or I could be like, damn, that hurt. But what am I going to do? So another phrase I like is, It's not about what you've done, but what you do after what you've done.
Mm.
I learned that in class.
That reminds me of another segment that Fee had presented before with what's that meant is I forget her name, but she had 5 steps to you know it, you acknowledge it, I think you speak it or
Oh, and you
you
actualize it into existence.
habitualize and then you live it. I think it's like something like
Yeah,
that. I have it written
you
down. I
close.
can't.
Stop coughing in my face.
I'm so
Now you're
poorly.
making me cough. Uh-huh.
Coughs are
Let me see your
contagious.
tissue when you're done. Let me look at it. Let me see the tissue.
Like that. It's green. I'm not showing you. Disgusting. I'm so
All
poorly.
right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, for Janessa, I'm sorry. I did want to ask, with the space of the mind frame you are in, I do feel, I wanted to ask, besides, saying that the phrase that came to mind when I thought about this previous segment was, um, you, what, it was something about yesterday, it's something for today, the now, I would really have to look back at my notes, but and restoring your energy from situations that you want to, you know, change or address. What what can you do moving forward to progress?
What can I do?
Yeah.
Um, I I had to. So what I'm doing now to move forward is I had to not not hate him or anything. I had to get true and honest compassion, and I had to truly understand. So understanding and actually having compassion towards it helped me forgive, because I can look at the situation and I can start to tear up for that person, because can you imagine going to bed every single night knowing that you're the reason why your kid's gone? And so that just thinking about it, if it were me, that would tear me up. So I had to actually truly feel for that person in order to move forward. So so I can be there for that person. I can be what they weren't, and that makes me feel better because someone else isn't left alone hurting. And I know it sounds weird, but for me to move forward,
It's not weird.
I felt I needed to support him. Like I needed to be supportive, help him wherever he needs help, and
So I did
which
find a phrase I was looking to say. Yesterday's experience is not the blueprint for today's decision. That's what the experience and processing it.
right, like yes, like every day is new. I know what you're talking about. That's a good one. Sorry, my back itches. But yeah, that's the steps I took to start moving forward, because it's a long process. It's been a year in the making. I got my youngest back, and my oldest is still in Ohio. But I had to not just say you screwed up and fuck you. I had to say you immensely screwed up, but I'm gonna help you.
Okay, so the steps I actually found the correct order. What you did was acknowledge it, you heard it, you know it, and you're in the phase of practicing it to habitualize a better outcome for yourself to live it.
Yes, because if you think about any mistakes you've made or any mistakes anyone's made, it it does something to you internally, and if that's not fixed, that person can become worse. Or any mistake is because of something you've done in your past or someone's done in your past, and
Hmm.
so mistakes are pain. So he did this, and he was hurting, and his brother had just killed himself somewhere. He was broken and no one heard him. So showing people and him that he's heard, I feel like is going to help more than just his life. It's going to help my kids' life. It's going to help everybody. And I think that's what helps me, knowing that I'm that support system for my kids and even him. Like, genuine compassion for people is what are my steps.
I like that. I agree with you in the process that you are taking to expand and grow your, the genuineness and the healthiness of the situation.
Thank you.
So, so a lot of what I heard for the last I don't know 10-15 minutes from Isabel to Janessa and then Ariana reverting back to the notes is a lot of the things that I preach daily and I preach them daily because I practice them daily. You know what I'm saying? I oftentimes talk about me being addicted to Instagram models or me being an alcoholic or you know what I'm saying? And I just want to say that all of it, right? All of it.
All
You
right,
really
the
you don't
Instagram
even want to
models
know
got
some
me.
of my other addictions. You say what?
The Instagram models got me. That was good. And
Oh yeah, no, I had a problem. I didn't even know it.
oh
But
dear.
but what was I saying? So one thing that I want to say for all of us here, right? We gotta prepare um to fight the long fight, right? Some things, especially when we talking about creating a list, a to-do list, right? Some of those things, we're going to be able to change quickly, right? Let's just say we don't like our hair color. Well, as long as we got the money, we can go to, go get a pack of Kool-Aid and dye our hair. You know what I'm saying? Or, I'm just joking, but but some things it's gonna take a while. Some things it's gonna take 90 days, especially when you're talking about breaking habits, building new habits. When you're talking about, the internal what is that the stuff that you say to yourself?
Internal dialogue. Yeah,
Internal dialogue. Thank you
The
so much.
introspection.
yeah,
Well, introspection is a piece of internal dialogue, but sometimes what I'm trying to get to is that sometimes we can have a very pessimistic mind and we don't know it. But if we don't take the time to withdraw from the senses, like it's something weird that happens that you only really realize it happens once you actually put in the work. And what I mean is meditating, right? Because you will realize that there is voices in your head that might sound like you, but it doesn't reflect who you are and who you want to be. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? And so you could be sitting there listening to yourself say things that you don't identify with. And once you start to separate the like I said, I can't remember. I read a study. They said that most of the thoughts that happen in our head aren't original thoughts. They're just reactions. So once you realize um that saying I'm not pretty enough isn't really you. That's a negative subconscious program. Or you saying I'll never be successful, or this person will never be faithful, or whatever the negative program is. You create a separation, and in that separation you reconnect to something much greater. And I don't want to mystify it, but that something that's much greater is you moving into your potential. Um, I was saying the example the other night of when we're born, right? As a parent, we don't really teach our kids many things. We just guide them and help them gain the strength, right? But for the most part, like for example, like technically we don't teach kids how to walk, right? Technically, we just help them build the strength up so they can use their legs for what they was built for. You understand what I'm saying? Like a baby comes out kicking, right? So they feet move, they legs move, but it's just gaining the strength to support the body. So you gaining the knowledge and you getting in tune with your higher self is you giving your lower self the strength to stand up and become that person. Go ahead, Isabel.
I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say something. Um, so I done forgot what I was about to say now.
The strength.
Gaining strength. So it's actually like two different ways I can go with this. Um, but one of them I don't remember. That's what I wanted to say, and the one I wanted to say I don't remember. Um,
You'll remember in a minute.
what was I saying? Let me go
Belle,
back.
I'm sorry. I had a quick question. Do you resonate with the color blue?
Blue.
Blue, yes, blue.
Blah.
I love the whole spectrum.
Yes, I hear it in your voice. It's just like the energy in your voice is coming from your throat chakra, and I know it's associated with blue. So I was just
I'll tell you
asking.
what, mate. I'll tell you what. This throat chakra, it needs healing. It is sore. It's sore.
Um.
It is
Oh my
sore.
God, deja vu. I seen this. The time on the clock. You
What?
putting your hand around. Did you put your hand around your throat the other day when
Yeah, I
you was
went.
on here?
No.
I don't know. I seen this before. I don't know.
Good.
All right,
That's
go
a
ahead.
good
I'm
thing.
sorry. It just when it's glitches in the matrix, it
Well,
stand out.
maybe because I'm enjoying myself and actually speaking with you guys. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. This is what I'd like to be doing, but I don't have the confidence to do it. So I'd like to do it with friends. So I'm having fun. And Fee, you've created something for us all to join and be on the same level. And I think that's really, I respect it. So thank you for
I
providing it.
appreciate that. No
And I
problem. Like I said before, y'all just experiencing like the stuff I say to you all is stuff that goes on inside my head all the time. All the time. Because I was in a lot of deep dark places. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I'm saying. We're all on the same. We can
yeah.
all access, like I said the other day about gifts, right? We all have them. We all have the ability to access all of them. And we doing these steps, like you're saying, to build better versions of ourselves, stronger, more resilient, more realistic, more actual versions of ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We will be able to access them faster. And
Mm-hmm.
we need to be able to do that. I mean, we are we are incredible beings, and there's thousands of stories that are lost in history because they've left what they want us to understand. And
Mm-hmm.
we are greater than we have been led to believe. And
Mm-hmm.
it's important for us to experience ourselves to the fullest.
It
So
is.
let's work with the world that we live in. Let's learn to adapt because that's what the environment does. You know, that's what all the animals do. They adapt, and they evolve. Right. The world is
Mm-hmm.
constantly evolving. It is constantly changing, and it's going to continue to change. So let's move with it.
Excuse me.
We are being told to keep in a certain regime, a certain annual calendar. This does not make sense to me. Um, the world changes, and it's normal. It's normal. It's normal for us to have wetter seasons. It's normal for us to have windier seasons. It's normal. It's normal. And the fact that people are worrying about it is because that's what they're being told to do. And the more they worry about it, the more the energy builds up and the more that it's released. The fear is released, the cycle of fear. And I'll tell you,
Okay.
I'm driving around in my day-to-day duties, going to work, and I'm picking up on that. So you're talking about that dialogue that's coming in, saying that negative dialogue. Yeah, I get that. I'll be sitting there and I'll be driving past people and I'll be going, cunt. And I'll go, what? I go, why did I say that? I mean, I didn't really think that. I mean, yeah, all right, he was a bit outrageous, but I didn't really think that, right? I'm
I don't
picking
know
up,
if anyone,
huh?
I was saying, I don't know if anyone here is religious, but I I believe in God, and every time I say my prayers, I accidentally say fuck, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry God, and then I'm like, shit, fuck.
Yeah, I know, right. I am religious. I'll call whatever, who, if I'm talking to you, I'm calling God, right? If I'm talking to me dad, I'll call him Allah. If I'm talking to myself, I'll call it life. Yeah. But I have been doing that, right? And I've been doing that unconsciously when I'm hanging up from people and saying bye. And I'll be saying the C word, cancer. And I'll go, why the fuck did I say that in my head? Because I don't mean it, but it's a fear. I'm letting go and I'm saying goodbye to these people. And I don't know, I've got to meditate on it. I've got to think about it, what it is. It will come to me. If I ask for it, and I'm not talking about laying there and omming and being meditation like that. If I just put it out to the universe now and say, look, I've got a problem and I want you to deliver me the answer, whether it's through my higher self or through a thought or whatever it is, why do I keep saying that after I hang up to people? Right? And I'll let that go now, right? And I've done this now consciously. Today, at some point, that thought will come to me and I'll have clarity, right?
Yes.
So, and that's what you can do as well. We can all do this. You know, it's you're putting an intention out there, right? And then it will come to you. And that's through practice that I've learned that yes, it does work.
So
but
really quick. Oh, go ahead. I thought you was
I
done.
go on.
I was gonna say, so what you talking about is kind of the point that I was making, and I love when we have full circle moments. But so what I'm hearing is that there's becoming a separation between the instinctual you
And a
and the
fearful
conscious
you, a
and the
fearful,
yeah the
low
different
vibrational you.
yeah, and so low vibrational isn't bad because if you observe this person in your observation, that person is a hole or whatever, then that's the observation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I was talking about a few minutes ago, and you helped me, which was that there's got to be when we embark on this healing journey, when we embark on this self-help journey, when we embark on this quote unquote spiritual enlightenment, Buddha, whatever, Allah, whatever journey that we own, there has to be a separation of many things, right? But in particular, there's going to have to be a separation between the lower self, the higher self, quote unquote, and we can get into details on what that mean, right? But there's had to be a separation between the old you, the new you, the truthful you versus the liar you, right? There has to be a separation because as a baby, right, when we teach a baby to potty train, what are we doing? We are helping them merge the consciousness with normal physical faculties, right? So just like a person who is addicted to masturbation, for example, right? That a person is suffering from an impulse control problem, but it's a normal bodily function. You get what I'm saying? So what's going on is that this person is so entrenched in whatever that bodily function is, right? Let's just say a person addicted to cigarettes, and before they know it, they pulling out a cigarette every 15 minutes. And it's like they don't think about like, should I have a cigarette or shouldn't I not have a cigarette? Right? It's an impulse, meaning that they have the impulse, the feeling, the inkling, whatever you want to call it, and then next thing you know, they doing it with no conscious thought. It becomes second nature to them to where they don't contemplate, okay, is this a good time to do a cigarette? How long ago did I just have a cigarette, et cetera, right? So what I'm saying is that there needs to be a separation between the body and the mind, right? Because the mind is not physical. Whatever, I don't know how we can describe the mind, but the mind, the spirit, etc., is not physical.
a need and a want. So when I was giving up marijuana, right, I had to talk to myself and be like, right, you don't need it, you want it. You don't need it to survive, you want it, right? And this was backwards and forwards for months. Months I'd take 20 quid's worth of weed and I'd flush it down the toilet. Every time.
20
Every
quits?
time.
What did you say?
Huh?
20
What'd you
quit.
say?
She tried to quit 20 times in
Oh,
No,
a
20
yeah.
month.
quits?
Yes.
No.
No, 20 quid. So I'd buy £20 worth of it. It's
Oh.
like 20 quid was about that over here, yeah. And I did that backwards and forwards for months. Like, you don't need it, you want it. And I'd go all the way. I'd drive, because I moved about an hour's away from where I used to live. So I didn't have that connection anymore because I knew I needed to get out, right? And I'd still come here, have no money, I'd be skint, and I'd still drive all the way, an hour away, so I could get my connections and make sure that I picked up. And I'd drive all the way home. I'd have one spliff and I'd feel so guilty that I'd flush it down the toilet. And that went on for 7-10 times. But it was a need over a want. I don't need it to survive. I want it. And I had to wean myself off. And it's what you're saying, the mind and the body. The
Yeah,
mind.
we
Belle,
have
Mm.
I
really
was gonna
quick.
say, Belle, you give me Libra vibes. I don't know what your sign is.
Libra.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Libra. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh.
I when I had like quit using and drinking, okay, I lost my train of thought. I just went dead.
You just went to, you're right, you'll come back to it.
I died.
Danessa,
had
does like the color, I don't know if not beige and lime like sherbet green resonate with you?
Sherbet green.
teal, like a
Yeah.
turquoise.
Teal, yeah, love a bit of teal.
Yes, something close to that. I don't know. It's just listening to you talk. That's just I guess I associate
They
energy
got a
with
word
colors.
for that, man. I
It's
can't
called
think of it when you said it.
is it synesthesia?
Synesthesia. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
but
you.
that's
Because I
when
was
you
about to
think.
say keen.
Oh
Never
yeah,
mind. Go ahead.
What is
Oh, I
that?
remembered.
kinesology.
Synesthesia.
Kinesology. Yeah, but that's also to do. What's that? Kinesology. I've forgotten now.
I think
Fuck me.
that's like feeling things, like
Yeah,
feeling stuff. I think, if I ain't
Yeah, I
mistaken.
feel stuff, and when I hear people talk for some reason, it's like stuff pop up in my mind. I'm just like, is that related to them, or
I remembered what I
does
was
it?
going to say.
You remembered your thought?
You remember? Yeah.
If you can, bring your mic closer to you. To you, it's on your shoulder.
That's better.
That's much better.
Okay.
So two things. One is about the addiction thing. I had to learn in order to like move on from that. I had to learn that I could. You said how to separate yourself from your old self. How I did that was I thanked myself. I said, "Thank you for doing the best you could with what you had at that time, but now I have new techniques and I can move on." And so I thanked myself and I thanked my addictions. Like I thanked the alcohol and I thanked the meth because that was the only way I knew how to take care of myself and my wounds at that time.
Yeah.
And then I moved on. And then the other thing was I get feelings too, but like I mean like they're in my stomach and like they're not a color, but I always go, I've got a feeling. And so anyone who knows me, they know when I say I've got a feeling, it's super serious. I go, I'm having a feeling. Like yeah. So I get that. That was
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I like that's yeah. You was grateful for it. Now I've accepted it. Now it's time to move on.
What the
And,
fuck?
yeah.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead,
What?
yo. Nah, I was playing the game. Go
Feet
ahead.
is given between yellow and green.
He's getting jealous. He's getting a little bit jelly.
I'm not jelly at all.
No, okay then. Well,
What game
join
are you
in.
playing?
What do you want to know?
What game are you playing?
Call of Duty.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I went into labor on the Call of Duty zombies.
You sound like you back swigging in here.
She said she went into labor on the Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, one jumped out at me when I was like 8 months pregnant. Oh my gosh. I jumped so hard I contracted, and that was it from there. That's when I got, next day I had my first kid.
I want to hear from Pretty Boy Sean.
Yeah, I was thinking, who is Sean?
Where is Sean?
Did he pass
I
out?
think Sean sleep.
It went dark.
Who's
I think he's got
twins?
one of those lights in there.
Who's twins?
She might be asleep too.
No, I'm here.
Everybody coughing.
I'm
I'm
not.
not coughing.
Me.
I'm here.
I'm so poorly.
Twins, you're giving not lavender, more like violet.
Where have you been?
Okay,
Oh,
y'all
She just
twins
left.
now. Feet and twin.
She just left.
I'm here.
Sean, what up, Sean?
Oh.
All right. So yeah, so I don't know, but like I was saying, so in that transformation process, we're gonna have to strip away everything we thought we knew about ourselves. We're gonna have to strip away everything that we thought we liked. We're gonna have to strip away everything that we know we like. Like we're just gonna have to put ourselves on the drawing board, right? And so this is why these writing exercises is so important because you need to answer your question, Ariana Grande. You need to know you, right? You need to know you more than you know you. You need to know you more than you know you, right? When you go to the doctor, you need to know yourself more than a doctor know you,
So
right?
much.
And so, and the reason why that is because you in your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody else is in your body but you. So what you like, what you don't like, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, you got to be in tune with all of that stuff, right? Your perplexities, your the things that you drawn to, the foods that you eat, the people, the words that you say, everything, right? When you looking to transform yourself, it's going to in order to really truly transform yourself, you're gonna have to be ready to do 100% transformation. It ain't no it ain't no, "Oh, if I just paint my
Mhm.
toenails, then my body will be sexy." No, it's maybe that's a bad analogy.
Well, it contributes.
Yeah, but I don't, what is I wanna make it more tangible. Like, but it's just like, it ain't no picking and choosing, but then
One
you at
toe in,
least
one toe out. It's
shut up. So you gotta you gotta be
this
at least willing
bitch.
to huh?
What?
I didn't mean literally shut up. Don't be mean to me.
That's all right. I'll put myself on mute. There you go.
Nope, because I can unmute you. But anyways, you at least got to be willing to separate you from the people, places, and things, right? Your habits, what you
From the
eat, why you eat them, your smoke, your drink, right? So when you transforming, there's some things when you transform yourself and become the person that you want to be. Some things is going to certain habits, certain foods, certain people, certain personality traits, like how certain outfits, certain things about you will make it across the bridge. But you got to be willing to look at yourself entirely subjectively versus objectively. Like I always told a story about the Instagram model thing because that was something real for me. So it was just like when I was getting out of that type of energy, um the thing was that the conversation I had was my with myself was that okay, I like women, that's fine, nothing wrong with that, right? But am I liking so for example, right? And I hate ladies, I hate bear with me, right? So the thing about booties, right? I don't know how society got so entranced with booty, but whatever. That's another conversation. But I felt like I was brainwashed into liking a quote unquote fat ass. I did. I felt like I was brainwashed into it because I had to sit down and tell myself like, what is it about boobies or what it is about booties that got me to the point to where I can't even think when I see one. You get what I'm saying? So to me, the problem wasn't the fact that I found women attractive or certain things about a woman attractive, right? The thing was that when did I find it attractive? Why do I find it attractive? You know what I'm saying? Like her with the marijuana, with the weed. Why am I doing this? What purpose is it serving me? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, you
You
got
had
to
a
be at
fire and
least be
rewire.
willing to, huh?
I said you had a fire and rewire.
Yeah, exactly. So it just like you got to be willing to separate yourself, right? I always, ever since I learned that term, I never will back off of that term. Being able to look at yourself objectively versus subjectively, looking at yourself from third person the way other people might see you with no emotion involved versus being the subject. And I explain subjectively as you being the center point of your story where you're so in tune that you don't even pay attention to the things you do because they're all second nature to you, right? You need to go back to the drawing board and literally figure out every little ounce about you, right? um why you wear certain clothes, why you wear certain shoes, when do you wear the shoes, what type of, you know what I'm saying, why do you choose these shoes versus why do you choose tennis shoes over heels, why do you choose thongs over panties? Why do you choose I don't know, rap music versus R&B music? Why do you choose fried chicken over baked chicken? Right? You got to take yourself back to the drawing board. I can't hear you, Bill. You said cuz it's good. I ain't hear you. Tell me.
You have to find your true authentic self and be your true authentic self.
Well, without any judgment, don't worry about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be authentic and not adhere to what you think people want to see out of you, then you're going to lose a lot of people around you. And I tell you what, they ain't worth having around.
You're
And
gonna want to find your
I
worth
can't
in yourself.
hear you very well. I'm sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm all put my. I said you got to find. You got to want to find your worth in yourself instead of looking for your worth in someone else.
Someone else. Yeah. Redirect it. But it is hard. That's a constant thing all the time.
One thing that I always thought was super corny and like he said was writing things down. I thought that was so cheesy until this year. What happened?
What happened?
That's what I
Now
Was
heard.
it
you a
the stuff?
superstar. Now you famous.
Why?
I don't
But
know.
I
I'm just experimenting.
So write everything down.
because it allows you to step out of yourself. Like you, if I have a book, a thing. It so this one's for Celebrate Recovery though, but it kind of is like it. So if you write it down and you're like, how am I feeling today? What did I do today? What did I do wrong today? Like it allows you to put it on paper, and if you don't have a third party, your paper's your third party, and you're able to be the mediator.
Let me tell you something. So when I moved here 16 and a half years ago, I moved because I wanted to get away from the weed and I wanted to get away from my family because things had come to light where I'd forgotten them in my past, like from a child. I blocked it out. And it kept going over and over and over in my head, the memories of the trauma, the memories of this and that, right? And at one time, I stayed up all night on coke, right? All night, and I thought, what do I need to do? Because I don't want to keep listening to this. I don't want to keep listening to this. I took out the pen and paper and I wrote what I remembered from that night that it happened on this night, all the way through to the next morning where the memory stopped, right? And the dialogue just stopped after I finished writing that last sentence. 6 years have now passed on, right? And I haven't thought about that day. Like it doesn't. I think I can go back to it, but it doesn't have the feeling in it. It doesn't have the drawing me down. It doesn't have the feels like it's suffocating me, right?
Right.
I've seen this spiritual lady give me a reading in person, right? And she says, right, I says, I feel like I'm blocked on my manifestations. I feel like I'm blocked. She says, you're not. She said, write them down. And I'm like, I says, and I told her, and I don't know why I've got this blockage to do it. I don't know why. I just, like you say, corny. When you said corny, I was like,
Yeah, it's because you're not believing though. It's kind of like you can do all of the positive affirmations. You can say I'm beautiful in the mirror. But you have to believe what you're saying. Something I said to the judge the other day about my daughter is I want my daughter to be able to believe what her smile is telling people when she puts it on. And so you have to be able to believe your manifestations in order to manifest them.
What do you do as a work?
Oh, I make deli sandwiches.
Have you ever worked with children?
I've kind of lost that right too now, but I wanted to. It was my dream.
So what if you was to go and do rehabilitation with young adults?
I don't think I'd be allowed.
There must
Because
be a loophole.
Nope.
I have a felony, or not a felony, a misdemeanor injury to a child. And that's because I went back to my abuser and he ended up hurting my daughter.
So you've been associated with that then as well?
Yep, because I was there and because I hadn't seen it. And so I told them, I was like, I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. They thought I was trying to protect him. And then, even though I had helped them find him and everything, so my attorney, he couldn't get it to anything other than the misdemeanor because it was a felony. But I guess if I look at it, after all of this, everything I've gone through, I did injure my child.
Don't responsibility for his hand
Well,
doing.
no. But as a mother, I'm supposed to protect her. And him as a father, he was supposed to protect her, and we both failed in that sense. So I didn't protect her, and I didn't take the right steps necessary to keep her from getting hurt. I personally think I should have only gotten like a endangerment. However, I did get the injury, and I mean, I endangered her, which means if I put her in that danger, I ultimately injured her.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I don't know. There might be something. I mean, in terms of like, if you're actively trying to get your daughter back in to your life, I mean, I don't know, your attorney, your solicitor, whatever, they might be able to have some sort of like extended year something or whatever, so they can work on getting that lifted for you.
Yeah, see, I have never been in trouble or nothing, and so my attorney got this thing called a Rule 11, which I have no idea what that is. But in Idaho, you can get a withheld judgment once in your life, and because I got the Rule 11, I can't get the withheld judgment, and I'm on the child neglect, I think is what it's called, child neglect or child abuse registry for 3 years. My husband, he got put on it for 10 years. But I don't think after it disappears off the registry, I don't think that it disappears off my record. But if I could get a place that would allow me to explain the situation, that would be different. But it's definitely going to be in the background.
Work towards that.
Right.
Hey,
Well,
Bill.
Yeah.
I gotta say something real quick. I listen. I got charged with domestic violence and assault because I caught my niece about to have sex, and the conversation went bad, and I hit my niece twice with a belt, and I wound up going to jail. And so, and her boyfriend tried to fight me, and I defended myself, and I went to jail. So, as a person who has violent crimes, I know exactly what you're talking about. One thing, most states you cannot get crimes against children expunged. That is the worst thing because I've been dealing with this for years, and I won't be able to get this off my record at all whatsoever. It's written into the law of the state that I won't be able to get this removed off my record. And so like I won't be able to work in the medical field. I won't be, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit that I won't be able to do. And it's like these people hand these charges out, and it's, not to get political,
Destroying
but
someone's life.
it's really weird. Like when I was a child, my mother's old friend, her name, oh, I'm not gonna say her name. My mother's friend, her boyfriend, had beat one of his stepson, one of her kids, and it was really bad. I don't remember to what extent because I probably was like 5, 6 years old. But I remember this lady got the guy got like 10 years in jail, and she got like 9, 8 years in jail. And the thing was that it was mostly because she allowed it to happen, because she didn't stop it. It wasn't because she participated in it. So I know exactly what you're going through. I've seen it, and like I said, I'm experiencing it myself. Like I said, I got a violent crime against a minor. Well, I got two violent crimes against minors. And
That's pretty
so
shit.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
shit. You don't get that round here. I mean, you get that in severe cases. Like there was a kid called Baby P, I think his name was Baby P, and they
you sound
literally
you sound
tortured
kind
this
of
kid.
weird. Hold on 1 second, because I want to hear what
Hey,
you're saying.
Belle, do you know anything about the legalities in Georgia? I have a felony for criminal damage to the third degree.
No, I don't. I'm from England.
Ah,
Hmm. She in a whole nother continent.
Yeah, I mean, there was like for crimes against children, there was hardly anything down here. I mean, there was a kid called Baby P, yeah, the
Hmm.
capital P, and he was literally abused like every day consecutively for months, and he died because of his injuries. And they finally put the two parents away, and that was just come up again this year, and this must have happened like at least 10 years ago. So, my mum used to beat the shit out of me. Beat the absolute shit. And honestly, me and my sister used to joke about phoning up the childcare line, right? We'd be going to school on the bus and we'd be singing the theme tune to the fucking phone number, like 0800 111111, like because our mum was fucking horrible. But if we
Hmm.
knew about that, God blimey, she would have been arrested years ago.
Hmm.
Years. It's ridiculous. And then you guys are like, you know, I mean, yeah, you might have lost your temper a little bit with her fee, like, but you was trying to teach her a lesson. Yeah, fair enough. And then that's resulted in
No, no, I didn't.
something.
Well, at the end, maybe a little bit, but this ordeal that caused me to go to jail, this shit went on for hours, at least an hour or two. Like the
Oh,
dude refused to leave the house. And, like I would like come out the shower, they'd be hugged up, kissing. Like it was just ridiculous. Like I already caught y'all like half naked already. I told you to tell him to leave. He won't leave. Like I don't like. I would go the judge like, why you didn't call the police? All this other weird shit. Like, dude, shut up.
mm.
It's people always look at the what you could have done instead of what you like. They look at what you did in the moment and they say, "What could you have done?" Well, I don't know. I could have done something, but I didn't.
This is what I did. Yeah, fair
I
enough.
exactly what I did was my sister, my mom lives in a camper and we were in my mom's camper, and those tiny little windows.
Mm.
My sister, she's about 300 pounds and she's standing at that window, so there's no way in hell I'm seeing out that window. But she goes, "He's throwing her." And I said, "No, he's not." Like in denial, like, and she goes, "No, he is. Get out there." So I jumped up to go see, and he wasn't throwing her. She was sitting in a chair, and he, yes, was very much so intimidating her and hovered over her, but he wasn't touching her. And so I couldn't honestly say that I had seen it. In Idaho, there's this thing called the victim's rights. He had thrown a shoe at my head, like a month and a half before, and he had gotten felony domestic violence or felony injury with something because it had knocked me unconscious and like cut my eyes and I couldn't see. And
God
so
damn, what kind of shoe was that?
it was
What
a
the fuck?
big old hard tennis shoe. It was like one of those heavy ones. It wasn't styrofoam, it was like rubbery. But like it went straight across and you could see the indents of the shoe and everything. But it smacked me dead in the face, like sideways. And it was like that shoe wrapped around my face. But um if you're the victim, you can't get in trouble and you have these rights and you have these rights to feel safe before you report. Well, because he took a plea deal. He took a plea deal of the injury to the child. They took away my victim's rights. They dropped the charges on me. So then I became one of the perpetrators instead of a victim as well. And which was shitty. And they did that because my mom was having all their stuff looked into because they said we didn't report, but my mom did. And so because my mom had the department investigated, they then retaliated by taking away my rights.
So that shit really happens then, does it?
Yes. And I cannot say anything about it because my daughter's stuck in the state. I
Listen,
finally got
everybody
sorry.
in the judicial system got what's called discretion. Everybody got their own discretion. But go ahead.
That so my daughter, she won't stop hurting herself. I've got my youngest back, she's actually asleep behind me right now. But my oldest, she won't stop hurting herself because she's punishing herself. She thinks that she's destroyed everything. She's been gone a year and they've had her in 7 different homes. I got the judge to approve the extended stay, and CPS still will not let her come home because they want to see her stable, even though me and the judge both said there is no stable until she's home. So that's another thing with the system here is once you get a kid with mental health stuck or in the state, that's my kid's age, around 11, they're stuck. Like they're stuck and it's impossible to get them out. And like I've done everything. I've done all of everything they've asked me to, and I have one kid as witness that I've done it because I've got her.
Let's do right. I want to do sending some Reiki for her, right? Because with the Reiki from a distance, you can help. So I can ask for my attention for her to find peace that she needs, understanding that it's not her responsibility while she's in there. She's not accountable for that, and for her to, understand that her mum and dad do love her, right? So I'll ask for the good things. I'm just looking for a pen so I can write down her name.
See, and I told the judge, I said, right now she thinks that she's being punished because she spoke up when I was weak. And she's been locked up ever since.
She's not. She's a little girl.
Right.
She's just a child.
But that's how this justice system here in Idaho is, and that kind of sounds like it is with your case too.
Yeah, well, America sounds a bit fucked up. Doesn't it?
Well, my thing is that whenever I'm gonna say this, right? People in the judicial system has a discretion from the police officer to the prosecutors to the judges. Everywhere you go, everybody always got their own discretion. Meaning that you can take the law and use it where and how you want it.
Yeah.
Well, it makes perfect sense to say that they use something against her because listen, I don't. A part of the Anglo-Saxon fucking society that we live in is blackmail. Like it's a part of the very fabric of society of most of the world is blackmail. You don't do what I want when I want. You don't play by the rules. Anything I'm gonna use what I can against you. That's what's driving the whole Hollywood everything.
Well, it's power, isn't it?
It's power and blackmail.
I had lost my phone calls to my oldest daughter because in word for word, the people in Ohio, they said, sorry, we thought that you were going to be one of the parents that would cause trouble, because my daughter, she's a compulsive liar and she made up a story. And I called my CPS worker and I was like, what the hell is going on? And so they stopped my visits. Well, I found out on my last visit, or not my visit, my phone calls. I found out on my last visit last month when I flew there that they were picking my daughter up by the shirt, and it was like creating those pinch marks from your clothing. And then I saw her feet, and her feet are like the worst athlete's foot I've ever seen. They're like a good centimeter deep. And I had spoken up about it. I had told my guardian ad litem, I told my CPS worker, and I told my attorney, and I lost my visits. I no longer get to see my kid.
Are you taking photos of these things when you're there?
Yes. And that's why, and I personally think they're retaliating, but the ethical thing is that they're not.
Well, the thing is, like, they think that you're probably going to be one of these parents that's going to, speak up because you're attending. How many parents actively go there? Tell me, have you seen many when you're there?
No.
Exactly. All right. There's a lot of things that come with that: shame, guilt, avoidance of responsibility. I mean, you're showing up, and because you're showing up, you're going to be seeing it. And not everywhere that the government have got to provide for these sort of safe places for kids are suitable, are funded by people that genuinely care. I mean, this is what we want to hope for. We want to hope that there's going to be someone in your case that is going to help you. Okay,
Right.
this
and
is
I got
what.
blessed with my CPS worker and my guardian.
There you go.
My guardian's a little bit thick-headed, but she is ultimately for me.
Use that to your advantage.
Yeah, but my CPS worker, she's a sweetheart, but right now she's on medical leave, and it is her supervisor, who has not been working with kids for the whole year, does not understand things, and it just.
Listen, you've got to use it to your advantage. These people are in a position of power, so make them know it.
Right.
Make them know it, use that to your advantage. You're good at giving compliments to people. You're good at being nice. So be nice and kiss a bit of ass.
Yeah.
Kiss a bit of ass.
And I can't even speak up like how I am doing now about the wrongs of the story, or like the wrongs of the situation, because then my will be stuck completely, and I just have to get her out before I can even speak up, because there's so much that I need to, like, there's kids in that system. There's kids in that system that are being, like, at a place that was here in Idaho that my daughter was at. She was 11. She was in class with 15-year-olds. Which one of those students was getting the wrong kind of education?
Mm-hmm.
And there's these kids that are getting forgotten about. Not just my daughter. When my daughter's out, who's going to speak up for those kids?
Oh, see, is that not a position? Is that not something that you could do? It's a position of authority. You're checking the welfare and the safeguarding of children. See, it's something that's passionate to you. I can hear it in your voice. You get more confident. Fucking cold. What's your full name? Can I take it? Are you happy for me to do that so I'm able to do some Reiki?
What do you mean my full name? Like Janessa?
Well, it's up to you. I don't have to.
No, I mean, like, do you need my middle name, Janessa Nicole Axelson?
How would you like to be called? Like, how? I'm just going to call you. I don't even know you. I don't even listen. I don't even need your last name, because what I'm going to do is just remember looking at your face. Okay. All right. But what's your daughter's first name so I'm able to just direct it?
Annalie.
Annalie?
Yes.
Anna, is that Leigh?
Lie. Annalie. I thought I was being unique. Didn't realize that I wrote Annalie.
Very nice. Cute.
And then my OCD made it to where I had to do the same thing with my second kid.
Say that again.
My OCD made it to where I had to do the same thing with my second kid. I had to misspell it also. So she's Hazley, Hayzlie.
Well, at least they're different, eh? Let's have a look. Right, yeah. So I can do that later for you because I need a minute to do that and
Okay.
get quiet. So yeah, I can do that. So what I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I do distant healing. I do provide that for people. So I'm going to do it distantly. I'm going to send it with love, and for her higher self to accept it. I'm also going to send it to you. Okay. And then there's also a connection between you and her at the minute that is a cord, and it is important to have a cord, but ultimately some cords weigh you down. Like, so you and your feelings might be then transferring to her, and then she's doing the same to you, if you know what I mean, the negative feelings. So what I'm going to do is just going to clear the negativity, but leave that attachment cord there because you're her mum.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to take that away from you. That's your decision at some point in life, or hers, whether or not that gets cut. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna send her some good old Reiki. And you.
So, really quick. So, 2 questions. What can be expected, and what are some things that she can do to help you with what you're doing?
Can she help? I'm writing this down. Okay. To be expected, you might experience some lightheadedness. You might experience some physical things. So you might have dreams. You might have some, depending on what's being cleared, you might have a lot of those memories come back up in the next few days. So it'll last about 48 hours. You might cry. You might get a bit emotional. Okay, but ultimately you're going to be feeling better. And what I would like to do, if we can, is at some point reconnect to, if you want to give me some feedback on what happened, and then in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm able to tell you then some things that I felt, and then we're able to see if anything resonated between us or both. And then
I don't know if this is something that is going to be beneficial or non-beneficial, whichever. I am a very, very emotionally, I'm very emotional person. Like, not like I'm gonna go sob. I'm big on communication and emotions, and so I'm very in tune with emotion and stuff. So I don't know if that is going to play a part
let's
in
see.
anything. Okay.
Let's see what happens, because I am someone that's very good at holding my personal emotions back. And when I went to this Reiki tutor, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but she literally just put her hand here and I just went, okay, but that's me. So, but let's see. I'm not going to say it's going to happen to you. You might not. It might just all be subconscious. It might just be something that when you're sleeping, it's dealing with it.
Right.
Okay, it might not happen in the physical. It might happen when you're sleeping. Okay. But ultimately what it's going to do is it's going to cleanse you of any stagnant, outdated energy. Okay, this is going to be outdated. It doesn't need to be there. Things that need to just be healed and to have some understanding, some clarity from it. And then going forward, you're then freeing yourself up for some more energy. So I'm just going to clear out all the stagnant energy is what I'll be doing. But what you can be doing is creating that list of how you want this to go with your daughter. What would be your wish? How would you want it? Yeah. How quickly do you want her home?
No.
Right. What do you need to do in preparation for her to be home?
I've done it.
Right. Is there anything else you could be doing? Because there things that you want to do for yourself that you can do in the meantime, in your free time. Like, do you want to, I don't know, go get your head on, go for a swimming, go something,
I mean, I probably should want to, but I don't.
It's important.
I'm
That's what helps
very
them.
big. I guess some people call it codependent, but I I truly am completely content and comfortable with being selfless. Like I'm okay with it, and I love it because it makes me feel fine. Like I don't know. It's weird to me to want something more than what I've got. I'm content with what I've got, except for not having my kid.
Well,
I'm the kind
that's
of person who liked being homeless.
well, you wanting your kid, that you're actively doing that for yourself. Because at the minute she is somewhere else and she isn't happy, fair enough. She isn't in conditions you would like to see her in, but she is somewhere else and someone else is looking after her. For you to want her home is for you.
True.
So you will be doing that. Okay, so you write that little list for yourself. You tell yourself, right, this is my little power list, right? And this is how I want it to go. I want her home. I am a good mum. I will love her. What can you give her? You know, write those things down.
It's kind of like the letter I just wrote to the judge.
Yeah, write it for yourself.
I wrote all
Write it for
my
yourself. Write it for yourself.
Hmm.
Put intimate things in there. I want to give her, I want to snuggle with her. I want to cuddle with her. I want to tell her she's beautiful. I want to, make it intimate between a mother and a daughter.
right.
I want to be able to hold her firstborn child, on this Christmas, I want to be able to, be happy looking at her and her partner. I want to this or whatever.
Right.
Make it intimate. You're not doing it to check the boxes for the judge. You're doing this for you.
Right.
Okay? Because like we say, and I'm going to do a detailed list for myself because if I'm giving this advice to you and I know that it works, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Okay? So let's do this together. So, Thea, you're going to be doing another one of these things in the next 48 hours then?
I can. But in any case, though, we can always. Well, you already know my contact info.
Yeah.
But I mean, me and Janessa, of course.
Yeah.
We can always. My. I got information that's public, so
Yeah.
she can always text me or email me. And you know, my information. I don't know my phone number by heart, but my information is in the description of any one of my videos. And let me know when you gonna do your Reiki session, and I definitely tap into an attunement. But one thing I wanted to say real fast was that, like she said though, um, I just wanted to piggyback on what she was saying about what to expect, right? Because memories are held physical places in our body, right? Each one of our cells, our DNA, um, hold our memory. Our cells hold our memory. Memory is a physical thing. So with that being said, whenever you get in people who can channel energy, prepare to have physical reactions. Like she said, you can have emotional releases, but you also can have like just like weird depression. You can have just feeling up and down,
You can
like
have the squits. You can throw up. You can have the squits. You could be
yeah,
on the
you can
toilet
have
for an hour.
yeah, anything. It could because the purging is going to be physical, mental, emotional, etc.
Moving
Right.
energy.
So one thing that I
The
was taught
detox.
when I was learning Reiki is that eat light, eat light, um fruits, vegetables, as less dairy and stuff like that as possible. At least for a
Plenty
week.
of water.
You know what I'm saying? Plenty of water. But just as far as the physical aspect, just expect to feel unlike yourself and understand that it's for the higher or the greater good.
Right.
Because what's
It's
happening is we are going to calibrate you to the energy of the earth, to the energy of the universe, etc.
right. This might also play a toll. So I guess I could start saying his name's Johnny. I call him my husband. His mom practiced black magic. She swears that she was the right
I'll pick
hand
up
man of
on that.
Satan. And there's always been this phrase that's been repeating in my head where she said, I didn't even talk to her, but when my husband went to jail and then her son had killed himself like a couple months prior. So she had lost her two boys that still talk to her, and I hear her clear as day tell me, I'm gonna make you lose your kids how I lost mine.
She can't do that. Listen, let me tell you something. People who think their black magic is really powerful, they're in denial. They're in denial. At the end of the day, you're being protected by something that's more divine and more powerful than these people. These people that think they're using a force. At the end of the day, there is only one energy, right? And whether they think they're pulling on a negative being, a negative spirit, that ultimately that energy is in through the light, right? These people who think they have control, that's coming from a low vibrational place. Okay, I'm going to put a protective shield over you, right? That will be there for as long as you need it, right? And basically, that energy that if she's going to put that onto you, it's going to bounce, right? And it's not going to bounce back to her. It's going to bounce back into the earth, all right?
Right.
It's not going to go to her. It doesn't need to go back to her tenfold. It doesn't need to hurt her. What she's having and what she's doing and losing her sons is all because of her. It's all because of her. This is her lesson. That's her lesson. Let it go back to her. She has no power over you. She has no control over you. No person has any power or any hold over you. Do you understand? You need to tell yourself that.
Right. And so when you think that they can, then
That's
you
when
open yourself
you're
energetically to it. It's kind of like you asking a vampire to come in your house.
Right.
okay. Like,
See, and
just
I
in,
don't
mate.
understand me, but I feel like she could to my kid or my husband
No,
because they
because
believe
your
they
love.
believe in her.
Oh yeah, well, it's what's it called? What's she been? I've forgotten the word.
Say that again.
Say it
What
again,
what
Vanessa. What did you say? Say what you said again, and it'll come back.
Oh, I said they believed what she was saying. They believed in
Yes, she's suggestible, right?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
all
so that's the
kisses
person who just taking the like
advantage,
the science of what is it called? Like
suggestibility,
yeah,
and
no.
control.
It's when you think something and then the law of attraction. So people take the power of suggestion, like, oh, you don't look good today. Are you sick? And then once you get the questioning, are you sick? They're using your own magic against you, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's what it
So
is.
so you giving away your
reverse
energy. So the
psychology.
thing is that you gotta vibrate so higher, kinda
Let's
sorta, right? But it's deeper than psychology because it's your energetic body, your because we electromagnetic beings, right? We naturally attract and we naturally project energy. Attract energy and project energy, I'm sorry. And so if somebody can get you to use your raw energy, no matter if it's good or bad, up or down, right? When you really study quote unquote magic, you understand that it ain't no good or bad, but that's a whole nother conversation.
yeah.
But
Listen,
go
there are
ahead.
people. There are good people and there are negative people, right? There's good and bad in everything, and she is just a person. She is just an energy, and
Mhm.
sending her that energy. I had a lady, right, that I saw on YouTube, right, and I went and saw her. I went and met her in London, right. She does the tarot. When I met her, and I thought, she seems all right. She seems nice. I went and met her, and I could tell as soon as I saw her in person that everything that she'd been putting on this YouTube was fake. She is not light. She is not fun. She was using and taking advantage of people. As soon as I saw her, and I thought, how long have I got to fucking be here in London with her? And how long? And I had to think, how long have I got to put up this front that I'm okay? Because I knew I wasn't, right? And I ended up coming home. We had a good laugh, right? We had a drink, whatever. I come home and I'm laying there in bed thinking of how nice that was. And then suddenly she comes into me subconscious. She was sitting there doing her tarots, and all I heard in my head was, let's see what this Isabel thought of me then. She was trying to get into my energy and into my psyche to see how she got on. And I went, stop. And I had to lay there, and I went, that ain't right. Stop. If you wanted to know how you got on with me today, then you pick up the phone and ask. I says, you have no right. I do not give you access into my energy. And I had to stop it, push it out. And I had to then put a shield of a platinum net. I had to ask for a platinum net and a platinum shield over the top of me for 24 hours. You can do that to yourself. Anytime that you feel like that woman's getting involved with your energy. And also what I did is I visualized a glass jar over the top of her. Right? So I say, highest energy, please place so-and-so in this glass jar. Keep their energy separate from me and my energy separate from them. All right? And you do that every time you feel them coming in. Right? And I had to do that 3 bloody times in my head till I was comfortable that she was in it. Right? And she stopped message. We stopped connection. We stopped connection instantly, and I cut the energetical cord. So that just reminded me. I'm going to do that for that lady. What's that lady's name? You can give me her name.
Her name's Nina. Nina Reyna.
Nina Reyna.
Yeah.
Does she love a man? Does she love many men? Has she got many boyfriends?
No.
No.
She really loves her drugs, and
Well,
that's
that's what it is.
part
That's
of the reason she wanted her high buddy, and that was her son. And I wanted us to be sober, and this is when it all started happening. Is I took him back over to my mom's to get us sober, and I was like, this isn't who we are, and then became way more than what we were, and some.
Has she? Okay. Oh, that might be the connection. What I come up with many men. I'm not saying that she does because I don't know this woman, right? But with drugs, and
she used to have lots of boyfriends.
That's what it is.
And she's the reason why my husband was so messed up. Is she beat my husband because he told her that he just watched her sister get raped by her boyfriend. So my husband got beat. She hit him over the face with a 2x4 at 11 because he asked what that smell was, and she hit him until he did meth. Her brother and sister, or his brother and sister, ended up getting pregnant together, and he got beat for telling them that they were screwing, and she's just an evil person. That
I got a question. How did you grow up?
Not like that at all.
No. The only thing like abusive I had was my next door neighbor. He was a significant age difference. He was, I think, 16 and I was maybe 5. He was pulling down his sister's pants and stuff in my bedroom, and he was spreading part of her ass cheeks. Like, it's the dumbest. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But he had pulled apart my ass cheeks, and I had mocked my birthmark. And he goes, no, because I was screaming no. So my nickname became No. So No-No's got a poop stain, and I have a birthmark on my butt crack. And so that was the only thing that was massively like bad that happened to me. Other than my dad, he was an addict. And then my mom, she was also an addict, but she wasn't addicted. She had never done meth and stuff, but my dad did. My mom was an alcoholic and depressed and emotionally not there. So I was taking care of all of my family, like all my cousins' kids, and then my dad, he was in and out, and then ended up getting clean. I think when I was 13. He's been clean now for maybe 15 or something, because he's been clean now for 15 years, and I'm 30. But I mean, I lived all right until my dad actually ended up leaving and getting in trouble. They caught him with meth lab in my cabin. But I had a cabin, I had 4-wheelers, I had all that stuff, all the material things that I didn't want. All I wanted was my family and a home. and my home slowly started to fall apart with my family. We would fall through our floors, like we had a big hole in the bathroom floor, and then we'd shower just out of the roof falling on us. We never really ever had heat, um, but we had a fireplace. But we made do with what we had, and it was home. And I don't know, I
So
found solitude in the
really
moment.
quick, really quick, because I hear your energy going away. What I want you to do is I want you to reevaluate why you okay with being homeless, right? A lot of times
I see what you
when
did there.
we and I specifically know about this because um I grew up void of love, right? I never had a father, but my mom was an angry alcoholic and I was not socialized, meaning that I wasn't allowed to go outside and hang out with kids and stuff like that. So with that being said, that okay with nothing is sometimes a toxic positivity, right? All thing because I hear you
Yeah.
say, I just want love, I just want to be loved. I really don't need the material things. I don't and that's fine. You don't have to have the material things. A lot of people think that you're crazy if you don't want them, right?
You know, I don't even like flowers. I just want connection. I want communication. I want conversation.
And so my thing is that um I want you to make sure that you are prepared to get it from a healthy source. Because a lot of times when we grow up void of love, we take on build a bear projects. And I'm not saying your current boyfriend is a build a bear projects, but he very well could be. Because you operate out of that heart chakra energy. I always say this, an unhealed empath is an enabler.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that you don't enable people because you see the potential, because you know what pain feel like. So I just want you to take your own personal journey a step deeper. And maybe if I had more time to really sit with some of the things that I heard tonight, um I'd be able to speak more in depth, but I'm just freestyling right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I
Well,
want
we're
you to
gonna get
take this
real,
time.
real. Sorry.
I can't hear you. You sound like you gotta hold the
Oh,
mic.
I said I was saying if we're gonna like get real, real. I've spent a lot of time figuring out why do the things I do, or why people do the things they do, or where it came from and stuff. Like the understanding, like I said, and I know why. It's because when okay, so he's definitely on some sort of spectrum of narcissist, and to him, any of the promises he made, they were promises to feed his ego. When I said that I will never abandon you, and when I said I will always emotionally support you, I I meant that. Like I made a pact. So even together, not together,
Yeah, let me
what
stop you.
he's done,
But you
I feel
can't
like
but you can't enable
yeah, no, I'm saying
because
that's not for him. It's for me because I took an oath or whatever. It's it goes along with the cognitive dissonance thing because I believe I hate it when people lie. Like that's my biggest thing in one of
but you
my
make
values.
excuses for a liar.
I make excuses for me, and that's the worst. I lie to myself
Where did you
because
learn that though?
the
Which
cognitive.
which parent was it that
Mr.
taught you?
Neglect.
So it wasn't the
Is it
parent that I learned it from. It was the so back when I drew it back to when my mom was leaving during one of the fights with my dad because they would get in these really bad fights. She was leaving, and I went to go chase after her in my grandma's car, and I was like dangling on the window. And I realized at that moment as a kid when she's like, "Get off the car," I was being a nuisance with my emotions. And then I turned and I saw the heartbreak in my dad's face. So at like 6 years old, I'm like, my emotions are a problem to my mom. And because I'm having these emotions, I just broke my dad apart because the look he had from like, oh, my kid's terrified of me. And so that's where I realized that I wanted to not have So I know it's unhealthy. I know what, like, I know that I am putting myself beneath everyone on purpose to not be a nuisance. I, but I've gotten so used to it and comfortable with it that I don't change it.
You're not a
So
nuisance.
see,
No,
and I know that, but like I, it's been such a long, like it's been a thing that's been a thing for so long that I don't really have
Go
a
back,
desire to
like I
change.
told you earlier about me going back to my 6-year-old self, right? Go to that little version of you and go back to that memory when you have a moment later or whatever, whenever you feel like doing it. Go back to that time and you are watching this little girl, right? You're there standing above her. Imagine you're touching her shoulder, right? Let her know that you love her and validate her. After she's looked at her dad and she's looked at her mum, I want you to get down on her level and tell her, validate her emotions, talk to her, right? See what comes naturally to you, right? At the end of it, see how you feel.
See, and that would be, I would be like, it's okay, Mom, let's go back to your dad because
No, you don't want her to go back to her dad. You want to validate her emotions there. She's with you. I'm going to look after you. I'm going to safeguard you. Don't you worry.
no,
I'm here for you.
I'm gonna love you,
I'm
right?
gonna
see, but
The
see, the
I'm
thing
thing
gonna
is
is
me
that
and my dad, we ended up making stars. Like, that's some of the best memory that night that I have with my dad. We stayed up all night, we drew together. So, like, I would say it's okay, like, your feelings are valid, but let's go see what your dad has to offer. Like, take the both of us,
choose yourself first.
I feel like there was neglect to a certain degree there, right? And I feel like you wasn't really truly allowed
To feel
to
them emotions.
yeah, to be to have
Be
a
vulnerable.
cycle of emotions where you have somebody feed into you and you feed into them. So now you stuck in the cycle of feeding because you know what it's like not to be fed. And so the thing is that it's okay to feed, but it can't be to the detriment of you. And
Yeah.
I feel like you already realized that a little bit the way you rationalize what happened, saying that I endangered my daughter because I went back, right? But it sounds like you take the blame for yourself and you give him excuses. And the way I view excuses is so to me, if I tell you the reason why something happened, I'm telling
That's
you the
it.
reason why it happened. But that doesn't mean that I want it to that don't means that I'm saying that it's okay to happen again.
It
But my
wasn't.
question to you is that if something like that happened again, would it be okay?
No, it wouldn't have been okay the first time. It wasn't okay the first time. I just can't say that I know what was going on in his head because I don't. I
Of
can't
course
say that
not.
I saw it because I didn't. I can say what I know, and it's he's not a truthful person, and he was very violent for like 4 years. And I
But
know that I should have left, and because I didn't, my child got hurt ultimately.
okay, so remember when I first met you and I asked you, I can't remember exactly what I asked you, but I asked you something along the lines about what if he get out and he don't stay clean? Remember what? Do you remember that, or am I
You
miss?
asked if he was clean, and I said he's been a year sober, and so have I.
Yeah, but my thing is that man, you could get shit that you want in jail and shit like that. So I'm not saying that he isn't clean, but I just want to know what would you do if you wasted or not. I'm so sorry to say that. If you invested your time, right, even still being loyal while he in jail, et cetera, what is going to happen if he isn't who he needs to be? Because the numbers show, average show, most people not going to change, right? Unless they either something very traumatic happens or it's something that's been within them for a long time. right? So a lot of people when they go to jail, the only thing they really think about is what they're gonna do when they get out, right?
Right.
And so the thing about
The
what they're
jail
gonna
talk.
do is when so some people they mean well and they speak well, but they don't do well when they get out. Some
Right.
people know exactly what they're gonna do. I'm gonna go get me a beer, get me a pack of cigarettes. I'm gonna spend $5 and get me a trainee. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people just be, they got it mapped out. So my thing is that uh I feel I'm getting something else. So I want to stick on subject real fast. All right, now I'm starting to get shit now. Um again, contingency plan, right? Contingency plan. What is going to happen if this person isn't who they need to be for you? Because I guarantee, right? Because you said you live in his place right now, right?
No, I live with my dad.
Oh, you
My
live
dad.
with your dad. Okay, that's right. That's right.
He
That's right.
lives in a halfway house. And he's
But yeah,
already not
so
what I need him to be. And I don't want like I don't want him to be anything. Sounds weird, but like all I want is him
don't look,
to
whenever you talking
be
real quick,
him.
whenever you talking, let me judge. Don't tell me if something is weird or crazy or that. Don't tell me how to feel, okay? You just be open and honest and then let the chips fall. But don't try to prepare me for what you about to say. Just say it, okay?
Okay. Um what I think that people, not you, what I think that people would see is that in my need to understand because with my parents I needed to understand why I hurt my mom and I needed to understand why I hurt my dad in that moment and it became a whole life thing. So my needing to understand and needing to have the truth for some reason, like that's one of my semi gifts, I would say. It's not really a gift because it's like reading paper if someone's being dishonest. I can look at them and I'm like, it's a feeling
Yeah.
I get and my needing to understand that and needing to know why they're being dishonest with me when I know it's like an obsession. And so I guess it made me settle. It made me settle. So I'm okay with him not being what I need as long as I understand why why things are done, why he's doing what he's doing. I need to understand.
That's
I
fine. But my thing is that once you gain the knowledge and understand why, don't enable it.
then
It's a
I'm
difference
fine.
between understanding, right, and giving an excuse, right?
So you know
And
the
like I
kind of
said,
how you said in one of the videos, I think it was the first time that I was on, it was um you said kind of like getting the proof thing. I need that solid solidarity. Like I need that straight like no way in hell that anything can be gaslit. No way like I need that solid thing that can't be turned around on me. And that's what I'm why I'm even sticking around is because I need that epiphany, that aha.
the epiphany, aha, I don't know. I understand what you're
Should have
saying, but
it should have been him hurting
no,
my
it ain't
kid,
no
but I
shoulda
You're
because
looking for the reason.
Well,
it's
could it be that to acknowledge and to stop validating victimhood in a sense?
she definitely been validating a lot of victimhood because
Hello.
she
Why?
was born to addicts, but somehow, some way, her being a human
Hmm.
caused her to hurt her parents. No, you was born in a fucked up situation, so you didn't do anything but be what you could be.
We're supposed to be a child. A
Right.
child.
So the biggest thing is that in your understanding why now I love the fact that you don't stop asking why, right? But now you need to understand why you keep identifying with the negatives, right? And
Yeah.
so a part of that is going to be able to draw back from trying to make sense of everything because you making sense of everything is showing that you might not be in tune with the emotional side of you. And
well
the only thing
I identify with with my struggle is my problem. I
What's your what?
I find my identity in my struggle. I identify with my struggles. Instead
So
of
now
them
you
being
need
my
to identify
struggles,
with your
they're who I am.
victoryhood. You need to identify. So again, I'm
And
happy
she's
she said
comfortable.
that.
I feel like you're comfortable because literally today I was told that I operate because I'm a Gemini, right? So I operate in dark feminine energy. And I'm so
What that?
comfortable.
Wait. What that got to do with being a Gemini?
Well, I'm just trying to like I'm trying to break it down in a sense where like I get what she's saying. Like she's so comfortable being in section A where she is aware that she could use both sides to her full potential. Because being in the negative side could help you understand how you could use it to get to the positive side, use both together.
Yeah.
Because in this moment right now, I am living in the positive and like taking strides in my achievements. Like I've told so many people, including myself, that I got my kids back, no one else. Like I got my daughter back, no one else. I did this. I put in the work, and I'm sober, and I can now look in a mirror. I don't have perfect boundaries yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm able to. I've always been very vocal and honest, but I'm learning honesty over cruelty, and that's good to me. Like that feels good because it feels good to not be honest, just to be an asshole.
Yeah.
So like I do take, I do find identity in my achievements now, but I don't forget where I came from,
Good.
and it I also find identity in my like past struggles and struggles now because I think that identifying a little bit in my struggles kind of helps me stay a little humble. It helps some of my humility, and I love humility because it's, I don't know, it's
You
how I
can
connect
be.
to the
You can have
spiritual world
humility
is humility.
without carrying struggles, right? You could find something else to balance you out. How about you just be a good person just because, like, or it's like I don't know how what I don't know exactly how I want to say what I want to say, but I just feel like the memories is just there to give you information. That's it. And so once the information is received, you can go ahead and lay the memory to rest.
Well,
But
that's what the Reiki can do. So if you're feeling uncomfortable or you don't know how to release it, that's what the Reiki can do. Okay, because like you're saying, right, have the memory and the understanding of the past, but you don't have to keep reliving it every day. You don't have to adhere it to your new experiences. It's not part of that new experience. The understanding of, you know, if to highlight, okay, right, I'm going to read you. Are you going to hurt me? You've got to do that. You've got to be
excuse me.
resourceful from your past, right? That's why we have a past, so we're able to have those arrows in our quiver. We're able to pull them out when necessary, right? They're our tools. But releasing the past for you to move on presently, that's where the Reiki can come in. Okay, so you're able to do it subconsciously. And then also do the things for you. So like at the minute where I've got here, it's a powerless for Janessa. So what are we going to do going forward for you? So what is it that you want to achieve? What's one little goal you want to achieve by the end of next week or whenever? Before the end of Christmas.
Well, I know it's not going to happen before the end of Christmas, but it would be getting my daughter back. I'm hoping it'll
Okay.
happen in January.
So say that again.
I'm hoping it'll be in January.
So let's say by the end of February. Let's give ourselves a month's grace. Okay. So, because obviously holidays, people get caught up. So, by
So
the
wait a
end,
minute, 1 second. Who are you without your kids? How would you identify yourself?
Um,
Do you feel like you ain't shit without your kids?
yes and no,
If
because about a year ago, I would have said I'm not shit without my kids. No, I would have said absolutely not. Was I would have identified with every horrible thing. I would have been like, I'm only a mom. I'm only here because I'm supposed to struggle. I'm like I really thought that my purpose on earth was to feel grief and feel sorrow. But now,
So,
now
what do
I
you want to
know
be when
because
you grow up? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just when I start hearing stuff, what do you want to be when you grow up? How old are you again?
I'm 30.
All
Um,
right. So, what you want to be when you grow up? What was your dream?
I want to be a voice. I just want to be a
yeah,
voice for people who aren't heard.
Okay.
I
What
want to be a
else?
voice for myself. For I want
So, what else
to
do
be
you want to,
heard.
as far as hobbies and stuff like that?
I mean, that's been so this year, like I said, I would have said I'm not shit without my struggle and I'm not shit without my kids. But that I got like a little shock or a little lesson taught to me real quick that I can live without my kids. I can do like I can be a human on my own. And and that is what taught me through this whole situation of being alone before I got my kid back, one of them. I i learned that I wasn't being heard. I wasn't, and I mattered. My voice mattered, and I want to be the voice for people who feel the same, or be the voice for myself, because at the end of the day, I'm still not heard all the way. My
So,
kid's
what does
still not
that
heard
look
all the
like?
way.
What do a voice look like?
I don't know, some sort of representative, um, an advocate.
I think, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Isabel, but I think you need to uh get an alignment with a future. Um, that's one thing I know that a lot of people who suffer abuse and neglect as a child is they don't have any
purpose.
like how you said, like you was okay, like you don't even care about being homeless. Like I
I
used to
don't know
say
what
that
they're
shit a lot. I spoke it into existence, and then I realized that I became homeless without me being fully prepared. So it's just like I got to stop saying that shit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because I was on the bike, with duffel bags and a tent, all types of shit. You know what I'm
You're not
saying? And it's
okay with being homeless because if you was homeless, you sure as shit wouldn't have your daughter.
Yeah, no, I was okay with being
Yeah,
homeless.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
but
I
not
was
anymore.
completely content.
I think
Now,
you go ahead, go ahead.
now I'm okay living with my dad. Now I do have the hope of getting a home,
Okay,
and
so
I'm
why don't we work then
Yeah.
towards a step towards getting your daughter? Because we don't know how long it's going to take. It could take months. It could take
another
years. We
year.
don't know. Let's be realistic. It's the
I think most
American
realistically we
system,
should be looking at
right?
what
So
can
you can do.
what can I
What can
do
you
to
control? Right. So you can't control when you get your daughter back, but you can control you. So ideally, to have your daughter, you'd like to have a 2, 3 bedroom home.
I mean, yes, but
Okay, then let's put it down.
two,
Right. So two.
I would be okay with one, but apparently that's not okay.
Okay.
Of
So
course
so
not. So you got to get out of this minimal mindset because
minimum,
some
minimum.
things you can minimize, but other things you can't. So we need to be practical and realistic, right? And so I think that's going to come from you being able to create a vision for yourself. I feel like you never really identify with anything in the future. Like, I can't say never, but I feel like to a certain degree, it's been there in the back of your mind, but it was either never really attainable. Like the belief was that either it wasn't attainable or the belief was it. I just feel like somehow, some way, you psychologically tricked yourself out of not pursuing dreams and being
Yeah, I
okay with
definitely
the
did.
bare minimum. So I think what's going to be very huge for you is is figure out what this dream. You need to be able to answer the who, what, when, where, whys, and hows of the future.
Well,
Like I
okay.
was tell like I was telling Anna, let's do some algebra, right? Let's take Janessa, the professional, right? She got her heels on, she got a nice little pantsuit. You know what I'm saying? She got her little pearls on, and she very conservative. And every time she walk, everybody look at her because of the click clack of her heels, right?
Well, yes, of course, but then
Yeah,
I
see,
mean,
and I would be too
I
scared
could
to wear
I
high
could
heels.
see myself in Janessa, right? Of course, we want to achieve things and attain things and have our priorities in order. We know we want it. It's in the back of our minds. Are we not being practical? Are we not being real? What is the holdup? We can't keep saying it's obstacles. We can't keep saying it's factors. And I think this week that was a huge lesson for me. Like I gotta be real with myself. Like if I want something and I truly want it, then I gotta do the work. Inner, outer, everything. I gotta do the work for me. If I don't work for me in all aspects, then
Well,
I can't
But
keep
I think what you're saying right now, I think that's going to be skipping a step for her because at first, right, I think she needs to fully engage with a future self, a higher self, right? Because I feel like
we want the higher. We
the future
we
self
want the
was
higher
very the future self was very minimal.
correct. But
Okay,
in order for us
there's no let's figure out how to get there. Let's
exactly,
figure
So
out what
you're
there is first,
so
exactly,
you're
and then go
absolutely right.
backward.
You're
exactly.
absolutely
It,
right. I did brainwash myself in
yes.
the past. I had brainwashed myself into thinking that, like I told you, I identified with my struggle. I
Mhm.
brainwashed myself into thinking that my purpose, my sole purpose on earth, what I was meant for, like I believed it 100% that I was supposed to suffer. I
Well,
thought
so
that I was the person
however,
who was supposed to
however
feel
you
pain.
learn that, you just learned that.
that
You
was a
learned
learned
But
behavior
and you
from
and you
your
and you
childhood.
became comfortable knowing.
through all of that is what drew me to wanting, like I genuinely want, maybe I'll get money from it, who knows, maybe I'll get a house
Well,
and
of
stuff from it,
course.
but I genuinely want to write, like I want to like
Well, of course.
have
And
my shit
I
published, I
really
want my
want to
story
stop you
published,
right
I want
there.
people to hear it.
Yeah, and of course, and I definitely because okay, you went from learning something that this is what I meant for A, but I meant for C. Well, we're skipping a step of B. The B part is the key in order for us to do the work and get to achieve being in that element that we're striving for. So now you're in the element of unlearning what you thought that was meant for you, living in this world. You're living in hopelessness because I could tell I'm living in hopelessness myself. For example, I could say that I want to be a doctor. I'm applying to schools. I gotta really want it and be practical. I can't fail twice. I'm 30. I don't have time to lose anymore. I can't lose twice. So now it's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror
So
and
my
saying to
question to you
myself,
is, being 30 years old, how long would it take you to become a doctor? How
not
old would
that
you be?
wrong. I used to use
5 years.
that as an example, a doctor or a nurse. Like I'm just using that as an example because you could get into an accelerated program and get the job done. It's up to you to get the job done.
But my
We
thing is that if we don't got a vision or we got a very fuzzy vision, then we can't say, "Oh, it's time to take action." We got
well,
to make a clear
exactly because
vision
now you
first.
have to find the work
Well,
to
I
do
have a clear
it.
vision. I want to be an advocate that I can't start on because of fear, because I'm afraid that if I start advocating right now,
You
then
don't have
then
the
two
steps in
Tell
place.
me what your fear is. What?
that I won't get my kid out of the system.
Listen,
I
she's going to come out.
well, no,
If you
not they won't if I highlight all of their wrongdoings. I'm afraid they'll hold her as hostage.
So,
excuse
so my
me,
thing is, wait,
if I'm
when
if
you
I'm
when
in a
you wait,
position,
when you become an advocate, do you mean becoming an advocate like meaning
Like
working
a
for the courts?
motivational speaker. Well, I want to. But like I know from the beginning you got to start small before you go big, and so I want to just be public and open.
Yeah.
Like I had told you on one of those things, I want to be able to podcast, and I want to be able to have my daughter there. I want to be able to even have the abuser there. I want from his perspective told. I want from her perspective told. I want from mine told. I want down to every ounce, every raw part, to where my kid's crying and holding and kissing the phone, to all the heartbreak. Like I want every emotion seen, from happiness to sadness to wins to losses. I want everyone to know, and to know that they can come out of it.
Well, listen, if I was going to go to all the hard work of becoming an advocate and someone that's educated in the system, to understand the system and have a right to speak on it, and my kid was in the system, I'd sure as shit be getting them out. Listen, if I knew the system and I worked in the system, or I worked alongside it, and I had the qualifications to be preaching it, I'd sure as shit would not let them think that they could win over me.
See, and that's what I'm doing. I'm getting her back, but I don't want to make things harder for her while
She's there.
I'm getting exactly.
Okay. Well,
because like I told you guys, I know that this is probably wrong, but it's not, because I can wait at the expense of my child possibly having things done harder, or things becoming more rough for her. I'm not going to put my dreams over the possibility of her getting stuck or something.
How welfare.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to sacrifice what I want until she's home, and then I can pursue it.
Okay. So you'd like to call them out.
Exactly.
Right. Well,
but not just call them out for me. I don't want to just call them out for me. Like I said, there's those other kids there. There's these other parents. There's insane amounts of women who have the same story, but completely different. And
is there nothing in place for women
are
or
you
families?
getting legal counsel? Is do you have any support?
What do you mean?
To get more
so I stayed 7 months at the WCA. It's the Women and Children's Alliance, and that's also. And I went to a rehab, and I went to jail for my first time.
Well, yes,
and that's where I found all these things that I wanted. Like, there's people in jail who are just stuck. There's people in rehab. The people in the rehab were like, Vanessa, you really helped these people, and
here's a way in then. So if you can't work for the kids, right, like we discussed earlier, why don't you work
rehab after a year? Like, I can apply to the rehab now.
Work for the adults. Work for the adults. Work for the women and the husbands. Work for the people that are on the other side of it. Then that's your gateway in.
For the people.
They're there. It was, I'm speaking to you. You've experienced it. There's, like you say, there's hundreds of people. Learn to be a counsellor then.
My thing was, before I even had to go into classes and stuff, I thought that, who am I to say that I've gone through some struggles? Like, my shit ain't nothing. Like, I was minimizing what I had gone through. I was minimizing all my stuff because who was I to me, I said, put victim on me,
I wrote it down earlier. You minimized yourself because you, like you said, that little girl that was standing by that car that tried to speak to her mama minimized her feelings then. So she turned around and validated her daddy. You minimized yourself. Nuh-uh. If anything, them adults should have been going to you. You had to do the big girl thing. You had to do the adult thing. You had to do the adult thing, however old you was, to make the adult decision in that situation to minimize your feelings for somebody else. Why? Why was you put in that position? Why did you have to make that decision? No. So, you're a big girl now. You've learned from that.
Right.
right? You understand it. You've been through that process and you've understood it, right? Now, what can I do to help people, right? That will better myself, get me in a better financial position in myself. What
Here's
can
a
I
good
do for
answer.
people? Huh?
I have a good answer.
Go on.
I want to be the voice that little girl didn't have.
Be the voice that little girl didn't have through, because at the end of the day, we are all children still. I'm still, I'm still that little girl. That little girl's inside me. Okay. And where can you go and give that comfort, give that understanding, give that validation, give that approval? Can you go be a counsellor? Is there anything stopping you from doing that?
Her
Can you
record
go and
might
I don't
stop
think so
her
anymore.
from her record with that violent crime against a child. That might
no,
stop her
I'm not
from doing a
saying
lot.
against the
Well,
children.
not
I'm
in
not
a.
saying
I don't think.
Are
I
you
don't
talking
think
about
I.
a drug?
Yeah, I
no.
could
Okay.
there.
You can do it for adults, can't you? Surely.
Yeah, I think I can. I think, like he was saying, I could do the rehabs and stuff.
For
And
the adult.
where I did go to rehab, it's been a year now, and you have to, in order to work there, you have to be a year sober. So I've been sober.
Well, good.
A year.
So you've already made that step because you've already told me that you're sober, and I think that's an amazing step, because I thought I would never be without that. That was my
Right.
evil best friend, and I thought that I'd be with it forever.
Right.
But no.
I was Janessa the alcoholic. I was never going. Not everyone knew to bring me a beer. Now it's
Yeah,
I'm Janessa and I don't drink.
yeah,
Still
and
trying.
I
I'm
don't
still
drink.
trying. Yeah, I'm still trying to find the hurrah in that, but I'm getting there.
You'll be all right.
At first I didn't get sober because I wanted to. Now, which is hard to do, it's hard to get sober, period. But definitely hard when you don't want it for yourself. You just
Sometimes we
know
need
it's
a
what
kick
you have
up
to
the
do.
arse. Sometimes we need a kick up the arse.
Yep.
Sometimes
And
we
I
need
got that kick.
motivation.
I got that kick, and I stayed sober for the kids. Now I'm starting to stay sober for me.
And that's the point, right? When I was going through that and I had those moments of aha moments, I said to myself, right, you're not doing this for anybody else, you're doing it for yourself. And then that is when it stuck. That's when it was going to stick, because I'm not holding myself accountable to fail. I'm not holding myself
Right.
up to
It's
ransom to
you.
do something. This is for me.
It got to be for you because things outside of you come and go all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything new gets old.
So ultimately, you're becoming a better person for your child in the eyes of the law, but you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
doing it for yourself, because that's the only thing that's going to last. If you're not good, how are you going to be good to anybody else?
Exactly.
How are you going to show your daughter that she needs to set healthy boundaries? How are you going to show your daughter not to put up with a man that's going to fucking push her about? How are you going to show that unless you know that yourself?
Right. And see, and I'm so proud of myself because I've taken a huge step in that direction. I could go be homeless with him again if I wanted to, but I
if
don't
you wanted
want
to. Yeah,
exactly.
no, but I don't want to. Right.
Because I know what steps I have to take to get my kids, and I want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, and when you're all, because I know you're going to do it, when you're thriving, not just surviving, when you're thriving, and he comes back into your life, and he gives you that story, all right, you've got to make a real decision. A real decision. You've really got to put it into perspective. And by that time, you would have done all of your lessons. You'd be thinking, right, I'm at the top of my game. Mm-hmm. You're not going to put any emotion to it. And it's going to be the easiest decision you have ever made, because you're going to be making it with clarity.
Exactly.
All right. You're going to do this. I know you're going to do it. You're going to be good. You are going to be thriving. Whether it takes you 3 months, 3 years, you're going to be thriving. I can see the determination in you. And the fact that you're always checking yourself is a really positive thing.
Yes, that's very good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we do lack introspection.
Introspection. You're always checking yourself. Exactly. You're always, analysing it. But Fee did say to me the other day, you analyse too much and you put yourself into paralysis. And I do. I put myself into paralysis, and I thought, yeah, I know he's right. But
Wait,
what they're telling is right.
what? You put
Right.
yourself into
Hmm?
you put yourself into what?
A paralysis of
Oh,
overanalyzation,
mhm.
which I know I do. I go past the point of like having clarity to then being like absolutely numb with like overanalyzing, and I have, and then
Overthinking.
Mm.
Now you're burnt
Some
out.
people, some people is too emotional to the where they can't think clear, and some people is too analytical, so they can't feel. And that's why I keep saying we got to be able to get back to the 0 point, because in the middle there ain't nothing but you, because you is in the center. It's just like the fool card in tarot, right? It's the 0 point energy, meaning that when you perfectly in the middle, you're not hot, you're not cold, you're not high, you're not low,
You're neutral.
right?
say that
You,
again.
you're not
How,
hot, you're not cold, you're not high, you're not low.
I have a question. So how does
She is
one
funny as fuck.
And
how
check
does
that
one
out.
find alignment?
Yeah.
You got to know you. Again, it's all about you knowing you, because in
I
order
know
to find alignment, you got to have balance. But the thing
exactly.
is that
How do you find
without balance, you said what?
how do I find the balance?
Okay, so you figure out what's imbalance, and then
Everything.
you put it into balance.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
You
balanced,
keep
not
them more
in balance.
authentically.
Figure out what's out of balance. Figure out the imbalances, and then, and so again, right? Who am I? What am I? Where am I? How am I? Right? Some of these things that we think are like for you, twin. You sometimes you're very smart. Well, hold on. What I that didn't even come out right. So you're very analytical as well,
I never
right?
know
And so
who told
and
me that.
so so you're finding your emotional side, right? So use your analytical side to your benefit, but the thing is that you can't get stuck there. The
Yeah.
new you
Right. Yeah.
can't get stuck analyzing. The
All
new
right.
you can't get stuck compartmentalizing and categorizing things, right?
Mhm.
It's got to be the balance. Say, okay, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm good at, and this is not what I'm good at. But like I was telling Anna earlier, right? We got to turn those things that I don't like into to-do lists. You can't get better if you keep only doing what you already good at. If
I
I'm
just
LeBron James and I'm good at dunking, then I need to learn how to shoot threes.
correct. And I want to shoot threes, right? I know I could shoot threes.
See, and I'm not good at
Like
being heard. I'm used to being in the shadows. So me wanting to be boisterous is strange because I'm used to
But that's the
being.
great balance.
How can you be in the shadows with that bone structure? You've got to
you,
get out there.
Oh,
You've
this
got.
is fake.
Look at
This is
you.
all fake.
Nah, you look good. You look good.
Thank you.
All right.
I think I have something that could be a benefit here. So cognitive dissonance. You need to reconnect with your morals and your values. And once you have your 5 set values, you can take a look at your life and you can be like, am I matching my values? So one of mine is
Wait. Before you continue, what is the definition of cognitive dissonance?
it's where your values and your actions don't align.
but they don't align, yeah.
And
Mm,
so
is that's kind of sort of so cognitive dissonance, right? Is having two distinctive beliefs about one specific subject. So
yeah,
you can
so
Having
think
2 minds,
weed
parallel
is
minds.
good and weed is bad at the same time.
yes
Okay.
So
and no though, right? Because like I
so
could be like,
so
I'm
what
a
you
good person, and then I'm out here stealing a bunch of stuff, still saying I'm a good
yeah, but
person.
it's not
But
cognitive
even though
dissonance if you don't believe what you're doing is bad.
Well, if you're not practicing
what it
what
is, though, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying is, what if I take my values and my roots and what I stand for, and like what I'm doing, and what I'm doing outside of that doesn't match what I
it
feel inside.
doesn't
That's going
exactly.
to put me at cognitive dissonance
Yeah.
because I'm going to be like,
That's talking shit.
Right.
You're not
right?
preaching what you
So
sow.
So if I'm like, oh, I hate liars, and I'm out there speaking
Yeah,
all
spewing
lies,
lies.
and
Exactly.
then that's going to create some turmoil in me.
That's yeah. So Hmm.
Yeah, then you're gonna get a lesson.
But
Hmm.
I could rewire that, and instead of it being like this, I could be like, oh, stop lying, and then it'll
It's
match,
like
and then I'll be in cognitive fusion.
yeah.
Okay, so you was about to say 5 things, right?
Like 5 morals, 5 values, your
Mm-hmm.
roots. So like I like honesty. I love kindness, generosity. What else was it? Kindness, generosity, honesty, communication. So communication and
What kind
emotional
of
approval.
communication? What kind of communication?
Any negative, positive, any. I
You-
I think that nobody's voice, whether it's wrong, whether because who might say it's wrong, but um whether it's happy or whether it's negative, whether it's anything, it's not my right to say that it don't matter. So any communication is good communication because it's getting it out there to be able to work through.
Okay. Yeah, you're taking it for the meaning of. So you're looking past it as of face value. So I mean, when I have communication, if someone's going to be yelling at me, I still have boundaries. I'm not going to be accepting that. As much as I can see past their meaning and how they're delivering it to me, I'm still not going to accept it. You either
See,
talk to me correctly or not.
see, yes and no for me because
Mm.
we'll take my dad for instance. If he is
Excuse
going
me.
to, like the other day, I woke him up for work because he's my ride to work because I don't have a vehicle. And he had gotten a stick shift. I don't know how to drive stick shift. So he started yelling at me because I'm not driving myself to work. No, that kind of communication he could have done properly. But if he is not feeling heard and screaming and a blood curdling rage, saying something like, I just want this and that and I need a break. If I can feel like this, oof, that sounds bad. But if I can see the pain in it instead of the rage, then I'll be
Yeah,
like, okay, like you need it to let that out because there's pain, there's something behind it other than anger and rage. But if it's
true.
just straight douchebagness, then no,
I am trying to. I'm trying to have that. It won't imply that into my life because my sister, as much as I love her, she is a fucking cunt sometimes. She does. She does talk to me like absolute shit. She talks to me like absolute shit, and then I judge it, and I go, well, if she ain't gonna talk to me nice, I don't need her in my fucking life anyway. But then I'm hurting myself because I do want her in my life. I
You can
do
love
want.
from a distance.
I love her. So it's up to me to take responsibility of the fact of my own emotions are getting hurt. I'm
Yes, you can
feeling
love.
hurt.
You can. It's one
Hello?
of the hard things for me was it's okay to love from a distance.
Mm.
You
And
can
that
love
was
from a
me,
distance.
yeah. And I've been wanting to love her closer because I feel like I'm missing her out of my life. I'm missing it out of my life. I don't want to miss it.
Think of it like a cactus.
Mm.
You can either hold the cactus lightly and not let its pricks hurt you, or you can squeeze it. So, are you going to love your sister so hard that you're getting all those pricks and needles in your hand, or are you going to lightly hold her? You can love her closer, but you don't need to yank her right into the cactus.
What you've just said, I can also apply that to your ideology of you want your daughter sooner rather than later. Right. Hold on to it lightly. It will come to you. Do your bits for you in the meantime, because I tell you what, that's going to make you a hell of a fucking super mum. You are going to be super mum.
Right. See,
All right.
and back when I didn't even think I could mom without someone. I believed them. I believed my own bullshit. Like I didn't think I could fucking mom on my own. Excuse my language.
Oh, I swear, don't worry, mate.
and I am a mother alone. This little girl has become my best friend. We're together 24/7.
You don't need a daddy to bring up the girl. You don't need a daddy to bring her up. Listen,
Exactly. But the
you
thing
don't need
is
to be together.
he's best friends with my kids. My
Yeah.
kids love him to death, and he was, until that very moment, he was the most amazing dad.
You two don't need to be together.
So that's where the excuse comes,
Yeah.
because I go, how could someone be so, he wasn't a good, here I go. He was an amazing dad because he allowed himself to hurt me in front of my kids. That's where he became a shit dad. Yes, I know this, but that's me minimizing myself again. But as a father without me, he was great. And then he made the mistake, and then so he's doing all his work to do what he's got to do to get his kids back. And I know that I did what I had to do to get mine back for me. He's got to work his own case plan, and I'm thankful for that, because that's allowed me to take ownership and acknowledge the things I've done. But now he's got to take ownership for all the bad shit he's done and acknowledge all the good he's doing too. So
This
sorry,
is yours. This is yours. This is yours, not his.
My win, yes. And
yeah.
And so he can be the amazing father he was again after he works through his shit. But I now know, thankfully, for the situation, I am thankful for it, because it pulled my head out of my ass, got me sober, and it showed me a little bit of my worth, because I know that I can do all this and I can do it by myself.
A bit of your worth.
And I can do it without my kids too. As much as I wouldn't want to, I can, because I did, and I had to fight and thrive even without them.
Be grateful for that, because if anything, it's given you space to do it wholly.
Right? I had that short time frame to be like, this is life without them. You can do it. Now fight for what you want. And I fought for what I wanted back. I saw what it was like to not have something, and I fought for what I wanted.
There you go. You're going to do this. It's going to take longer than, you're hoping that it's not. Because I know that you already feel that it's going to take a while. You do know that because you're being logical, but you're hopeful.
But that's the pessimist in me, because it's already taken a year. And it's like...
It's moving with them.
The weird thing with Child Protective Services in the state is tomorrow they could give me my kid back.
Yeah.
And I'd be blindsided. Because that's kind of what happened with my youngest. I was like, oh shit, I got my kid home, thank God. But it's dragged out so long that I'm like accepted, like back to my old patterns. Okay, I meant to suffer. I meant for this.
No, if you're recognizing that happened, then you can pull yourself out of that, turn it on its head,
right?
Reverse it. Think of some positives. Give yourself some positive affirmations. Like, I got this. I'm being boss bitch. I've done this to myself. I've done this. What have I achieved?
Right.
But you do want to have a home though, don't you, for your kids? Once she's at home, you want to have a home separate from your dad. You don't need to be caring for your dad as well as your kids.
Yeah. I live with him and his wife.
Yeah, well, he's got her to do that.
Yeah, I live with my dad and his wife.
Yeah, so you need some room. So yeah, that's probably the next step, really, isn't it? Before getting your kid home.
My little apartment. I got the whole downstairs. But it is their space.
Yeah. I mean, it might work for a certain period of time, mightn't it? But ultimately, to have
it's not the right thing. It's not the thing I want. I don't want
exactly. And I think that's what I was trying to say too. It's mindset, really. We have to start every day building mindset. It takes 21 days, right?
Yeah.
Listen to a 15-minute I am affirmations. They changed my life. And then, I got comfortable. So, but I did the work. It came to fruition.
What did you do then? What was you hoping for?
I'm always wanting to hit the reset. I'm always asking for clarity or like rebirth. I'm always looking for change to be better.
Always looking for more.
Yeah, that's healthy.
Yes. And then now I find myself, I'm so much out of alignment. I was in alignment, then I fell off.
Do you think that maybe you were looking for more instead of room to grow?
I was looking for more without giving myself time. While I was doing that, I'm not balanced. I shut the door on like love and emotions. I just steer so clear of it.
That's where I'm at.
You learned all the answers to the quiz, but you didn't actually study for it. You had the cheat sheet.
I've sat in the class. I took the class. I rehearsed, got the syllabus, wrote notes. I just didn't care. I began
Well,
validating hopelessness.
all of that would have been taking the time, though.
I
So
took
sitting in the class doing the syllabus would have been taking the time, but if you rushed through it, then you didn't get the chance to learn what you needed to through all the.
You weren't giving yourself
you
time
learned.
to enjoy it.
Yes, there we
It
go.
just become
Okay,
a chore,
yes,
a
yes.
responsibility to complete.
Well, yes, but experiences. I got hurt. I was once a cup that was full. Now it's empty. I showed up to do what I was called to do. I got into class, studied everything. It was just experiences, the despair, disappointment, hurt.
I feel like what I'm hearing is that you think you've done what you're supposed to do and you want to know why there isn't more.
Yeah,
Maybe because
that's
you
that's how I
haven't
was
done
raised.
it yet.
That's how I was raised to be better, get all A's. B's is frowned upon.
It depends on who. It depends on whose standard you living in, right? Let me butt in real fast because I've
There
been
he is.
listening from the
I
kitchen.
wondered when he was
I
going to
just had
come
to
in.
make me some
Yes,
tea.
and me and Fee,
So
we
for
had
you,
we had this conversation, and it's very enlightening. And I know the standards of which I was raised in from my family. They pride themselves on like go to school.
why?
Why? Because going to school,
They didn't have the opportunity.
they
Yeah.
did have the opportunity. My
They had the same opportunities.
they had opportunity, yes.
I said, did they have the same opportunity?
I don't know what that means.
Why did they take pride
W-
so much in it? Like, what was
No,
the reason?
Because they have a family to feed, legacy to build. I come,
Reputation to keep.
but
Yeah,
okay.
that's some bullshit ass man-made shit. Look, real quick.
What do you mean?
Look, real quick,
If I
real
come
quick.
from a family of
My
doctors,
focus,
right? If I come from a family of
my
doctors,
okay. So my thing is that I don't. It's I don't care about that. Real quick, your thing is that remember when we never had this conversation, but me hearing you talk a few minutes ago, right? You just like I think you had asked me something, not the breakthrough question, but you had asked me like, when do you know, or when do you know is right, or something? I can't remember,
yes, I
but
know what you're talking about.
my thing for you is that you got to start reinventing the wheel just because you catch a flat tire, or you got to start reinventing the car. You just because you get a flat tire doesn't mean you got to buy a new car.
No, correct, but true.
And so I
You
think that you looking for a home run, and I think that you should be okay with just getting into first base.
what? No,
You
because
you
I've been in this.
I feel like
I
I
shouldn't be
feel
up.
like you can be good at anything, right? But unless you refine you, then all of it's going to be a waste, right? You already got college degrees and stuff like that, right? So we know that learning isn't the issue. So my thing is that what is the reason why you don't want to work in the field in which you got your degree in?
Because it's not my passion. It's
Okay.
really not. It wasn't my
Okay,
passion.
so then it sounds like your passion is going to school.
No, okay. My passion was to be in the medical field.
Uh-huh.
I went
Why?
through
When
why.
did you develop that passion?
It's just been in the family tradition.
Oh, it's been in the family. We
But
got to
but
stop
but
that.
I'm a
We got to.
nurturer. But I'm a nurturer, right? Like I
Yeah,
help.
okay. No, now you talking. But that
Like
That
whole
your
you,
it's been in the
family's belief
family
or
and all
your
that shit.
belief.
I don't like that.
You got to find your passion through what you believe, not what your family
No, it
feels.
ain't finding the passion. It's who am I as an individual?
I am great. I am so special, and I feel like I could do everything I
No,
want.
riding the short bus isn't great and special, right?
I
I'm
never
just
rode a
joking.
short
I'm
bus.
just joking. I'm just joking.
I
But what I'm trying to
understand.
get you to focus on is who is Johannesburg. Not what's it's not who is Smith, who are the Smiths, it's who is Joanne. Not
I'm,
the Jackson. It's not who
I know
is
who I am. I know who I am.
okay. So my thing is that I think for you, you need to just refine who you are because I don't want you to get stuck in the loop of rebuilding yourself over and over and over again. I feel like that might be the trajectory that you want, that you're going to continuously keep rebuilding yourself.
Yes, yes. And I hate the pattern. I've been
Mm.
Yeah,
sitting
it's like
here
Okay,
thinking,
so now it's time to take who am I? What am I good at? Right? What am I not good at? How can I get better? It's time to be refined.
it's time to be practical. It's just it's a
Right,
practicality.
and practicality says that time is of the essence. So
Of
instead of
course.
keep buying new cars, let's just take care of the one we got.
Exactly.
that's
So
what I'm
who are you right here now today? And then how can I make this person better?
Are you married?
No.
Do you want to be?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
May I chime in?
As long as you grab that mic and bring it closer to your mouth.
There's no
Sorry.
I just
And
I
hear
just
me
Hmm.
hear me out before you disagree. I what I heard just from my perspective is you you did all the work to be fulfilled and you're wondering why you're not fulfilled. But I think it's because you put in all the work that, and hear me out, you're going off of the standards of what has been done in your family. You're following the routine, you're following the standard, you're meeting those high expectations, those achievements that your family set, their goals, their their schooling, everything. You did all that because you needed to be in there with the schooling. So you fulfilled what you needed
Somebody else's
to
dream.
exactly. So
Okay.
how are you going to fulfill yours? How are you going to break the cycle and stop being like you said, the Mr. Smith or Mrs. You know what I mean, the Smiths. How are
yeah.
you going to be just you? Yeah, cool and great. You've got that foundation. You've got that fulfillment of knowing that you've achieved what you needed to in your family. Now you need to start achieving your own goals, not your family's goals.
Listen, I want to say something too. I think you're going to make twins. I don't know what your real name is, but I think you're going to make a really good mummy.
I am a mother.
Oh, you are? Okay. How many
Yep.
kids do you have?
I have one
14.
child.
One.
Yeah.
And you want more?
I would like to have more.
Well, just, yes, I don't think education's wasted at all. You're clearly a very intelligent person. You've been educated very well and you're very sure of yourself. You've been taught a lot. I mean, my dad is Iraqi, and when I was growing up, all I wanted to do was be a dentist, be a doctor, things that I knew that was going to please him, because they had their idea of like a value of wealth was what their offspring managed to do when they grew up and they developed themselves. Yeah, that was like a monetary value for them. Like, oh, my daughter's this, or my daughter's that, or this, and this. And there was a lot of pressure on myself to want to do those things. And I tell you what, I've not done any of them
Yeah.
because I tell you what, they did not make me happy at all.
What does
Yeah.
success look like to you?
Yeah, what does success look like to you?
And real quick, the thing is that me and her had the conversation about, and if I can
And
be
it's not,
honest, if I remember correctly,
a real
you
thing.
don't even like the medical field. You don't like the practices of the medical field. So why would you go and join forces with the Autobots and you're not an Autobot?
I could implement.
Yeah.
You implement what, sweetheart?
I don't know.
That's the fancy word. Come on,
I
hit
just
me with it.
need. I just need 1 second, please. I didn't
No,
want to sit down. I just
put
don't.
put the rock down, put the lighter down. Not just Isabel like rocks. Where?
You're not funny.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Success for me is peace,
Peace,
family, being happy, being okay.
Right.
You're gonna find yourself a lovely husband. I'm telling you now. You are a strong, independent woman. You clearly don't need no man.
But I'm tired. That's the stigma, right? Being strong. I'm tired. I need help. I need a
I'm
man.
gonna tell y'all the secret. The trick is to pretend like you're not tired, because it's men that's tired too. I hear a lot of women, especially young African American women, say, "Why do I have to be strong? Why can't I just be feminine?" What?
No.
I don't leave room for excuses. It was.
It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be vulnerable. You don't have to pretend to be strong.
No, it's not okay to be weak. It's not okay.
Yes, it is.
It's okay to not be perfect.
It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be tired. It's okay because vulnerability creates connection. If you've never been vulnerable, then you've never connected.
I'm vulnerable. I have to talk. I taught myself.
Exactly. So it's okay that you're tired. It's 100% okay that you're tired. If you weren't tired, you wouldn't be human.
Well, yes, but although I'm tired, I still got to keep going. I never take a break. I still got to keep going.
Same, because that's your will.
But I think what he's saying is it's okay to take a break.
Yeah,
and figure out why you're still going. You know you got to keep going, but why are you? What is your motivation? Not what is your family's motivation, not what looks good. So you know that you needed schooling, you know that you needed this because you liked the way your family looked. You liked the way people looked at your family. You liked what came from having a respected family.
Well,
but what's going to give you that gratification for yourself, not for your family?
And everyone keeps telling me that, and it's just like, I would say the method works. They're trying to teach me to have financial stability.
Yeah,
but financial stability doesn't mean that. Listen, man, at the end of the day, don't say the method worked, because
it does though. You gotta sacrifice.
Ma'am, sacrifice is one thing, but the method don't work if somebody end up emotionless and unhappy.
I think what you're looking for is
We're
emotional
not breeding
stability.
robots.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm on agreement with twins, because if anything, they've taught her to be resilient.
Yeah.
Like, and even when you're feeling like you don't want to go to work or you don't want to do
something, but that's not what I'm saying, though. I fully understand that.
Discipline. Right, you've learned a valuable lesson in discipline. Right, it has been ingrained into you to discipline yourself. Right,
but it's also killing me.
No. We got to be honest. How she was raised is to take orders and you don't disobey. That's something totally different. That's way beyond discipline.
Conformist. Like I shake up the room. Like I challenge.
Yeah, but listen. But hear me out, and here's where you're regressing at, because everybody is in the medical field, right? You chose to go into school for business. Now at 30 years old, now you're trying to go into the medical field.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you don't, and if I can speak freely, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's things about the medical field that you don't like. You would prefer to work as a holistic doctor than a regular doctor, right or wrong?
Right. You're right. But in order to
Okay.
get there, I got to get my foot in the door. Right.
No, I feel like you might be misunderstanding about have a misunderstanding about now.
I did the research.
Mm, mm, I gotta watch how I say it. Um, I feel like you need to broaden your. I think you need to broaden your perspective, or you need to open up about what it is that you want to be. I feel like this word doctor, you're stuck on that. And I feel like you need to just take that word and throw it away.
Do I feel embarrassed? Like, do I cry all the time because I'm like the eldest?
Girl, I'm the eldest too. And I tell you what, my sister's got kids, she's got a husband, she's got her life in check. Why don't I have my life in check? I look at my friends on Facebook and I think,
Because
how are they all living their life like that? Why am I
they
this?
don't have a heart chakra.
This is my lesson here. I'm different. I'm built different, and so are you. You've got your shit
Because it's
together.
your
That's what you need to
story,
be
not
telling
theirs.
yourself. You have got your shit together. You need to be telling yourself that and believe it, because you have. The fact that you are thinking that there is something more than what you've been told to do, you've got your shit together. You are not being a sheep. You are becoming a shepherd. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're comparing your value. You're minimizing your value by comparing it to someone else's story.
Yeah.
You're the own
Uh-oh.
author of your own book. You
You
rewrite your story, not theirs.
your life is top.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't.
I want to give you a hug. Like,
You
you are
you decide you decide how the story ends, not them. They're choosing their story. They're writing their book. They're deciding what they do with their life, and that's the beautiful thing. That's their life.
Listen,
if
The
they
beautiful thing
unfortunately,
is this
you
is your
suffering.
life.
You suffering because it was people who were sold the
if they
illusion of
No,
success.
Yeah.
And so because there
not
was an
that.
illusion,
It's
so hear
not.
me out. Hear me out real quick. This is a generational thing that happens a lot. Whenever something is okay, so value, the only thing things have, the value that things have is the value that's agreed, right? So whenever you have something that's valuable and you don't have it, you in particular don't have whatever's of value, then it's going to create a lust to have whatever that is of value. So for example, a lot of people, they like Michael Jordan tennis shoes,
But it's not
right?
that.
Now
It's not that. It's
go
not.
ahead. Go ahead. Then correct me.
I grew up in a two-parent household. My mother and my dad, they sacrificed
Okay. They sacrifice what?
time.
But that's what they
so you
signed up
feel like
for.
you owe it to them.
Yes, exactly.
But
Bella's
but what I've
right.
been trying to tell you, I told you already when I gave the analogy of the race. Once they passed you the baton, it was up to you to do what you wanted to do with that bitch.
I thought I did what I needed to do, but there's more. Like, I
What
want to.
is more? The
I
more
don't
is
know. I don't know.
I
don't.
think
is
you're
you.
worried of disappointing them and letting them down, but
Yeah.
Is you.
in the being afraid of letting them down, you're letting yourself down. You're trying to
So
find
you're gonna have to make a
your
choice.
worth in meeting their dreams, but you need to meet your own.
You are putting a pressure on yourself. Added pressure.
And how was she putting the pressure on herself?
Think about this. You're a mom. You're a mom, and yes, there are things that you want your kid to do, and things you want your yes, there's dreams that you want for your child, but your biggest dream is for your child to find their own, right?
Of course.
So why wouldn't that be the same for your parents? Yeah, they sacrificed their time. Yeah, they did all the work. Yeah,
But that was their
they
job. That's
did
what they
all
signed up
that
to do.
so
Yeah,
you could write your own book.
Well, yes, they told me to be obedient and follow, right? But I will
It's a
definitely
difference between being obedient and being a slave.
correct. And this is why, like, I put the pressure on me. Like, I know what I want to do, but yeah, I'm trying to like appease, but I'm trying to be respectful. But
What would you
No,
tell your
no, no,
kid
no,
if
no.
your
Wait,
kid
wait,
felt
wait, wait,
this?
wait, wait, wait. Pay
I wouldn't
attention
want my
to what
daughter
she's
to go
saying.
through.
Wait, wait, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. You doing your own thing doesn't mean you're being disrespectful. And this is what I'm saying about the slave mentality. You choosing your own path is not you being disrespectful.
They will take it as such.
Well,
Say that
it's time
again.
for you to find somebody else to kick it with then.
But that's family. Like,
Okay, but my thing is that
Family,
wait. When it come down to this very specific subject, right? Family is it's a choice whether you deal with them or not. There's an illusion that you have to be glued to them. How many animals, once they get old enough, right? A year, a couple months, they go and make their own flock. They go make their own family.
yeah.
Right? So as humans, like I was saying earlier today, as humans, we got the choice to whether we deal with these people or not. Right? Until you get 18, until you able to get a job, until you able to take care of yourself, then yeah, you stuck with them. But
Yeah.
now it's up to you to figure out what it is that's going to be in alignment with you. You not going to college, you going to college, you not being successful doesn't have nothing to do with being disrespectful. You've been brainwashed to something that doesn't even make sense.
No, because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, like
It's
you're
not supposed to do. It's not
look
supposed
at
to do. Stop
What's
saying
what's the
supposed to do.
what's the
look at it this way.
consequence?
They gave you the tools. They gave you the tools. Are you going
No,
to
no, no,
leave
no.
the
Let
tool
her
bag
finish
on the
what she
porch
was
or bring it
saying,
with
like
you?
Janessa.
if you don't utilize the tools that were given to you, you're written off.
Was
Like,
that the consequence? Yeah, that you was just saying.
Well, you don't
No,
need an
well,
Allen wrench. You don't need an Allen wrench where you need a flat. You
well, my
don't
question
need
Right.
to use all
is
the
that are you
tools.
going to stick around with people who don't like you for you,
but it's
right?
not
Or
equal.
are you going to go and be happy? Because my thing is that at the end of the day, a person can't really truly love you if they only fuck with you when you doing what they want you to do. That's
I've
not
got a point.
love.
I've got a point for you. Right, twins.
They
I've got a
can't love
point.
you if they don't love who you are
So
on the inside.
let me put it into perspective like this. Right. If you're gonna have yourself a husband, okay, and you two have created a family and you two are creating those ideals and those responsibilities of bringing up your kids and what your family, your traditions, you're going to bring your own traditions together,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So if your family have got their ideals and their traditions and their opinion of your new husband, are you going to cut him off to go back with them?
I've been through this. So me and my child's father is not together.
And
Um,
was that because something to do with your family or?
no, because I chose to stand up for myself. I'm not going to stay in this foolishness, the disrespect, just
But
just to
but
say
your family is feeding you
no.
bullshitness and
Because
disrespect.
no, because well, in a sense, me and my child's father, like I, of course, a woman wants to, when they birth the child, want to be with the person that they created her with, right? So this was like a written love story. Our grandparents knew each other, our parents knew each other, and then me and
Right. And there's a theme that's going on here,
but
which
listen,
is
though,
there's too
I
many
saw,
chefs in the kitchen.
but no, yes, there were, but
Yes.
I
It's the
chose
perfect love story because they knew each other.
correct. But listen to how I just threw a wrench in the whole operation. They were planning a whole wedding. I was a miserable. He's a cheater, disrespecting me. That's not what I want for my kid. And I'm not gonna.
Okay, so you threw a wrench in the story because you didn't want to spend the rest of your life of pleasing somebody who didn't deserve it. But my thing is that you're still going through that
Yes, another way.
because somehow, some way, somebody told them that it was disrespectful to not do what I tell you to do, and they passed that down to you. And now you 30 what years old, and you stuck between a rock and a hard place because of what? I'm disrespectful. So what's gonna happen if you get disrespectful? They gonna kick you out the family?
They're gonna get
Okay, they're gonna do you a favor.
I'll tell you what, you're
That's them
qualified
doing
enough.
you a favor.
You're
I have an
qualified enough to get
example.
any job and support yourself.
I have
yes.
an example. So my sister, she's gay, and when she came out gay, she was telling me, she's my older sister. She said, "N- everyone's gonna change." And I said, you know what, Shayla? Not one single one of those people are gonna change. Or I said, they're not. It's them who's changing, not you. So you being you and them showing their true colors just shows who they really are. And like,
And you
and I
and real
agree with
quick,
But
the
I also
there's
say
an illusion between what
Well,
these people call these titles. These titles, right? So let's just say if I call you a friend, right? That's a title. So
yes.
there's certain standards that need to be upheld as a friend, right? So if it's a
Yeah.
you've
mother,
got
if it's a
certain
father, if it's a
expectations.
sibling,
Yes.
there's
Because
certain standards that need to be upheld. It's not just you upholding the standard. Okay,
Certain
I'll let you come sit in my face
expectations.
for Christmas. I'll let you come sit in my face for Christmas dinner if you doing what I tell you to do.
What
If
the
you
fuck?
somebody that I can brag about to my friends.
you're not a trophy.
Huh? We're
Listen,
not breeding super soldiers. You're a human being.
they breeded super soldiers.
so
Okay,
But here's the
well,
have
thing,
you
that's
now wait,
their
wait, wait, wait,
experienced?
wait, 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 wait. So we had this conversation before, and this is why I'm so adamant about saying what I'm saying. See, y'all two, Janessa and Bell, y'all just now getting here. Me and her been working on these concepts already. So now you need to make a decision between is either it's going to be me or them. Now
I
is when
think
you make a decision.
collectively we're trying to help her as well from a different perspective. I think.
No,
I
but
think.
I understand.
Do you
I
hear what I'm
understand.
saying?
I'm
Yeah.
not dismissing you. I'm not saying that y'all wrong, but what I'm
Well, you
saying is
just
now it's
did.
time to make a decision.
But yeah, so that's the issue. Bell just caught it. And that's the thing I tried to convey to King Fee because it's just like
What you saying?
it's like the way that I was brought up, like I would love for everyone to be brought up with principles, values, ethics, and morals. But
But
I
what if
wouldn't
those
want
If
to
you
principles and
No,
don't
values
do
Twitty,
it,
I
are
get it.
detrimental?
I
What
get
if
it.
be
they're
I
that as
agree
it
with
detrimental
may,
to the
100%.
be that
person?
as it may, be that as it may, they're killing themselves. They're working double jobs just so that you don't have to. So you
That's not
don't
what
have
I'm talking about. No,
But
what I'm
that's the
talking
issue
about,
that
no,
I'm having
no,
huge
no. But what
issue.
I'm talking about the things that's been passed down to you. When I say detrimental, not if it's detrimental to them,
It's to
right?
me.
I think what she's saying is they just figuratively they killed themselves to get the silver spoon, and if she don't eat off of it,
But why?
their death's in vain. But
Why
the
did they
Their
thing
work
death
so
is
is
all
hard?
in vain. Yeah.
So are you first? So let's go. Let's get to some background real quick, right?
I'll tell
You
you what.
first
I'm still
generation
hung up on
American,
that
right?
comment.
Yeah.
What comment?
That one you said about me and Janessa. I think we're all trying to help one another here.
No, but what I'm saying is that me and her been. The only thing I'm saying is that me and her has been here before with this conversation. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not dismissing you. I'm trying to focus in on something she said. And because she said what she said, then I asked her the question: are you ready to make a decision
I
between you
understand
or
that, but
them?
you're not going to get her to get onto your viewpoint until she's cathartically releasing it. She's doing it herself. At the beginning, she was really holding it all up here, and then she started to cry, and now she's releasing herself. She's
the
processing
different
it slower than
perspectives.
you're able to give it to her.
But the
You've got
thing
to
is,
give her.
I've
Give her
been in this. I've been in this.
All three of these perspectives are allowing her to look at it from different viewpoints
different
and
viewpoints.
process it out on
Exactly.
her own.
But the different viewpoints get to the same thing, which is
Yes,
that are you going to choose them or you?
yes, and yes, that is true. All of your points are valid. I'm seeing it from every obstacle. believe
Okay,
me.
so use this scenario as your life.
Can't let them
Use
down.
us
Either way,
as your parent.
either way I choose, I can't let them down. I can't fail. I can't be considered a
Exactly.
failure. I can't. Like I have no.
Exactly, because it's you. So you're. I feel like in. I'm not meaning this in any way. I feel like you feel like if you don't eat off of that spoon, you you're not
Your life
fulfilling your
has no
work.
meaning.
I feel
Yes.
my daughter. Like it's just I don't know. It's just a feeling of this
You're like,
baton.
they died, they bled, they gave me the spoon. Now, if I
So
don't use
They
it, they're
didn't
in
give me a
vain.
spoon.
So
They
what's that
gave
so
me
say about me?
again, were you first generation American, right?
yeah.
Okay, so what was life like for your parents back and where they from? Tell us where your parents from and what was life like for them.
Um, they came from Haiti.
Okay.
My mom
So
came.
how was life? Was they
It was
rich
hard. It was
or
hard. It was no. It wasn't
okay,
good. They didn't speak
okay.
English, so
They had to fight like hell.
I had to speak for them wherever I went. I'm like 6 years old.
No, 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 no. Take you out the nope. We're not talking about you. What was life like for
Oh, no,
them?
no, no, wait,
For
wait,
them,
no. No, I see
I
it.
don't
I
know.
just saw the picture.
I don't know.
She had to parent the parents. They
Had to be responsible.
they weren't the only ones fighting for that silver spoon.
It
You
was
were
her.
the voice for that silver spoon. And
Yeah.
now you feel like if you take your voice out of that, they lose it.
They lose it. 100%.
And I'm the baby in the family, so it's just like I would have.
But it is
I just
okay.
got
It is okay
goosebumps
to
all over.
remove yourself. It
I
is okay to
can't
remove
remove
yourself.
myself. I can't.
I don't
remove
mean like
So
that. You
again,
don't have to speak
No,
for
it's
them
funny.
anymore. They've made it.
It's funny because I have a conference call with my family on the decision that I have to make today, whether or not I move out of Boston to go remove myself from this environment that I've outgrown for me and my kid to go to New York, go to school, a program. It's a 14-month elevated program, get the job
okay,
done.
really quick. It's
Hold
something that I
on.
feel is important with this story. So, who idea is it for you to move out of Boston
And
and
it's
why?
like it's my soul. I know
Right.
I've outgrown this. It's negativity after
What's
negativity.
the
That's not
program? What's the program? Tell me about the program.
no, no, no. Wait, 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 wait. Who was you on the conference call with?
She's
My
gonna be on a conference call with her family,
No,
telling
let
them
her
that she's
answer. Let
moving.
her answer. Who was you on the conference call with? Because I know the story.
I call them Sparks. It's my aunts, my mom's sisters, my aunts.
Okay, and so what are your aunt's opinion about where you at and what you doing?
Don't go.
They are aware of my potential. They are aware that I need to move to be better, not for me, but for my daughter. I'm just being stifled and being distracted. I'm into like,
So
drinking.
you're self-destructing. You're
I'm
worried that
self-destructing.
if
I've been
you remove yourself, your family's gonna fall apart.
yeah.
But they're not gonna fall apart. You just said that they built all this. They
They
built it
both
all
want this.
because
Yeah, it needs to be sustained. Everybody has a moving part
that's it. But that's the thing. Exactly. Everybody has a ball,
yeah,
and
but then
you have
then
one.
everybody else they grow up. Leave. My brother left the
Exactly.
house.
So you have your balls. You have your balls. They have their balls. If they're not yours, you have to let the balls drop where they're gonna drop. You only have one hand to catch it.
So then we lose our house. We're out. You know what I mean? Like I have so much responsibilities. I
But
spread myself.
didn't you say your parents work so hard to get what they have? So they have what
That's
they
because
have. They have the
because
structure. They have the stability.
they don't have. That's the thing. They
It's
don't
more to
have.
the
They don't
story. It's
have.
more to the story.
They don't
It's not.
have.
Right? So listen,
They passed the baton. We have to keep lights on, heat on. It's my job
and
For your
this is
parents,
why I was
for
asking
my
you.
daughter and for my mother's home. Yes.
So this is
exactly.
why
So
I
you
asked you,
moved.
and this right here is why I was asking you what was life for them back in Haiti.
Back then, at that time, they left for a better life. My father was a veterinarian. You know, my mom was in accounting. They moved
And
to New
they
York.
and even with those professional titles, was they able to make a lot of money, or did they make just enough
My
money to
father
be
came
able to come
to
to
New
America?
York and was a janitor due to the age that he came
I
to
can't.
America.
You said he did what when what?
So he was a veterinarian, had everything in
I
like
gotta.
in the country. He comes to America.
I gotta go. I'll try and get back on in a minute.
He had worked. He worked 2 jobs as a janitor. So it's different. So
Oh,
now
it,
he had to fight harder. Now he's blind. They don't have
okay. So
pensions, no.
okay.
Like
So my thing is that again, I'm trying to help you understand their
But it's like you
mentality.
want me to like not do my part, and if I leave to
Now,
go pick
no,
up
no,
the
no, 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 no.
fill up
It's
my
not your
console,
part. It's the part that's been given to you. You didn't audition for this role.
I
This
didn't.
role, thank you. So hear me out. So the thing is that for better or for worse, they came to America for a better life. So that means that no matter if they was veterinarians and accountants or not, they wasn't living a affluent life,
In
right or
Haiti,
wrong.
they were. No, they were. They were in
Okay, so hear me out. So again, they were lacking of resources. So the thing, like I said, when there's a value placed on money, right? Um,
but it's
you,
not money. That's the thing though. It's not
ma'am.
money.
So what is it then if it ain't money?
It's to be a law abiding citizen where you could
Uh,
um
mm, I'm
sustain for
not
your
talking about
family.
that.
It's not materialistic, and
No,
I
law-abiding citizen don't have nothing to do with providing for your
their
family. Two
job
different
is
things.
to work. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to
Then
say it.
let
And
me
everyone
cook
keeps
then.
calling me. Like it's not about material, it's about values. You work, you work
Your
hard
value is what?
to
Make
give
money.
your
What do you
kid.
work for? You work to make money.
You need to. Nothing's free.
Okay, so let me finish then.
Okay.
So since nothing is free, right? When you are when there's something that's coveted, right? When it's people, right, who got diamonds and gold and people who able to pay bills and eat good food and wear nice clothes and have a nice car, right? You work hard so you can achieve those things, right or wrong.
Yes.
So not only do we work hard to achieve those things, right? You also said something about there was a reputation, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got money and we got reputation. Again, when there's a certain value that's placed on a resource that you don't have, you, how do I say this?
Oh,
You do whatever it is you got to do to get that resource.
not everything, but yeah,
So,
I follow.
okay, well, of course, like your dad not going to be a gay prostitute, right? So no, it's
Right.
not everything, but of course within the bounds, right? Of course,
Mhm.
it's within the bounds.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to help you understand is that that fear of not being successful, all every single thing that you suffering with now has been passed down to you. On top
Generational.
on top of you being sold the dream that you don't get to eat rice and oxtails with us if you don't make us proud. What? That's not family. That's not love. That's we've been sold the American dream and we willing to do anything to get it. Now it's up to you to finish the American dream.
To sustain it.
Yes, and that's what I said. It's not
No,
about
it's
having.
not even sustained because it's never been achieved.
It's been achieved. You're okay. I have different.
But you
You're,
literally just said that you don't have anything.
but what? But what is the anything? Because again, is
Ma'am, it sound like people are living paycheck to paycheck, right or wrong.
not the right now.
Yes or
Yes
no,
and
ma'am?
no. It's yes and no. Like I'm trying to have you understand.
Let me cook then.
Now we're living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Okay.
I have to pay half a mortgage. I gotta pay gas. I gotta pay water. My mom's SSI check only covers a good portion of the mortgage. Okay, that's cool. But what about eat? What about heat? What about water? I have to do my part to make it come full fold. Everything I
Okay.
have to play my part. There's three girls, me, my mom, and the baby. Right? Now I want to be selfish and leave this environment and better myself.
Why is that being selfish?
I can't fail twice. Like
Failed
I
twice.
feel
Answer the question.
I don't know.
Who said
I
you
think
failed in the first place? Who
Me,
said you failed in the first place?
me, and the lectures
Why?
about family,
What standard? What standard said you failed?
our family
Who
is going
set
to
the standard?
The family.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like the family's
But they're
principles
pushing us
is
to
to
be
put
better.
money above. Ma'am, listen. The family's principles is money over everything. That's
It's
the standard.
livelihood to sustain your livelihood. It's not about money, it's about livelihood.
Okay.
So you don't struggle.
Okay.
Whatever it
So
is,
how do
you
you
don't
sustain a lot, ma'am? How
All
do you
right then.
sustain a
Listen,
livelihood?
if you're saying that it's not about that and it's about not having to struggle,
yeah,
then you're struggling now.
I absolutely.
Right. Then
Emotional
take
and
those
financially,
values,
you're struggling.
Emotionally,
emotionally, financially, because look, you're wanting to move somewhere else to better
So
yourself. Apparently
everything
you've
you
been
saying no to is
headhunted.
true.
Apparently you've been
and
headhunted for
maybe that's the thing where my blockage is, where it's just like,
you're not
the-
responsible.
huh?
You're not responsible for them financially when you go. Someone else will be. I mean, if it's a family
And
value,
who would that be? And who will that be? And that's the thing, who will that be?
why I'm
Well,
sure.
you got a brother. Maybe y'all could pitch in together or something. But
Correct. So if
it's
I leave,
another aspect of the story, right? You know what? Let me end this live. No, I'm not gonna kick y'all off,
no,
but let me end this live because it's too real. It's too real. Peace, love,
Have
health, and
we,
wealth, y'all. Listen, it's an
have we,
honor and a pleasure. No, we can do a part two. All right.
have we been on a
So
live this
the
whole
live's
time?
up the
well,
whole
but I
time.
want to take